Monday for us, so it's a long weekend this weekend.
Yeah, I work with telephones, and I hate public holidays because we've got national customers and we have to do like scheduling.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
when there's like, when there's a public holiday that everyone's off the whole country, there's no problem. But
Yeah.
when it's just Perth or when it's just South Australia or something, it's just
Right.
you always expect to call out our scheduling's not working.
All right. I'll kick off the start recording. And
So we're not expecting Luxor by the look of it.
I don't know what.
All party tonight.
If you've seen
This
in
is
the
going to go
chat.
well.
Well, Luxor said he's not going to make it for the game, I think.
Okay. All right. And Chris.
Well, he posted a song before, so I would normally think that means play.
Yeah. And Eileen, I think we'll see. She said that she was just away and even dialed in remotely, I think, last time.
Yeah.
Not sure about a lead because she was missing a couple with moving house and stuff. So, dog. Family are out at the moment, so they'll come home and then the dog will get happy again. Right now, he's barking at every person that walks past.
Yeah.
We seem to have a soccer team in the roof.
Yeah, we get it like that here.
Yeah.
They can make a noise, can't they? When they jump on an iron like a tin roof,
Yeah.
bang, 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 bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get the same here.
Yeah.
We had a possum in our roof.
Yeah.
And I found this like tile where it had been getting in.
Oh yeah.
So then I just didn't think. I just got up and I shut it. Fixed it all up.
Yep.
Not thinking, of course, the possum was in there. And then a few days later, this like vent in the kitchen, in the laundry, we just found it on the ground.
Yeah.
We thought, I wonder what that is. Put it back, and then the next day, the laundry was totaled.
Right.
Because it had jumped down from there and knocked all this stuff down. It got into the kitchen, got into the fruit bowl, got into the lounge. We couldn't find it anywhere in the morning because there's no way I could have got back up. And then eventually the dog found it, and it was on for young and old.
Right.
It was just like a nightmare trying to get this possum out of the house and keep the dog away from it.
So we've spent the last 2 weekends completely possum-proofing the eaves. So we have full on wire sort of stapled on around the house. And now we're at the point of we have to put a possum, because we've done it once before with a pro, so now we're doing it ourselves. Is you put a possum trap in the roof, bait it,
right,
just with an apple or something.
Because
they can't get out, they'll get hungry, get thirsty, you'll catch one, check it every morning, and then release it outside and bait it again.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we had, I think, 5 or maybe 6 days, a possum a day, until it was all cleared out. So long as they can't get back in, that's how you sort of you'll catch them.
Yeah.
And the shyest possums are last, but eventually you'll trap them, and then you don't get dead possums, starving to death on the roof or anything like that. It's humane, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, I've heard they hate flashing lights.
Oh yeah.
So if you just put if you just put strobe lights up in your roof and just shut it up there, eventually they'll just move out. Yeah. Possum rave.
Yeah. So I should have done that the last night. Actually, is just a desk light. You don't want it to fall over and set your roof on fire.
Yeah, well, that's right.
And so on. But if you put up,
just get a little battery operated LED light or something like that. It'll last all night.
At least they might scarper out and not come back to sleep during the day.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was reading about watching an interview with Mike Merles about 5E. As designer, and lamenting the mistakes they made. The next, the 6E or whatever, 5.5.
This edition that we're playing now, the new edition,
yeah. So, with 5E, and their design decisions, but something that has irked me. I've generally been a bit of a 5.5 fanboy. I think really all it is a tuning and rebalancing. They've obviously made, there'll be balancing problems or unknown combos that they didn't anticipate. I don't think they really meant to be, you can cast a spell with a staff and then do one from the thingo, but normally that wouldn't be possible except when you're a sorcerer and you can, do one as a bonus action. But
it also works with a thief.
Yeah. But one of the one that does irk me is where you're sort of, maybe I'm getting on my bandwagon here. A fundamental thing for me that I didn't like about as 3 and 4 for that matter, was how customizable everyone was. And the problem with it, compared to 2 and even 1 where you're a paladin, thou art a rogue, thou art a wizard, whatever, is everyone started to have a sameness about them, and they all had pretty good armor classes, and even in fight, and so it was more that it was so many pathways to do what you could do that you could what people tended to do, or at least in my experience anyway, was they were able to plug the failings of their the downside of their class or the downside of their character, and so the wizards weren't necessarily weak, or the clerics weren't necessarily tanky but not doing a great deal of damage in combat. They could just stand there next to the fighter, sort of thing. But 5e, even the first version was full. But that was supposed to be a return to simple, stuff. But there's people who made their YouTube career on how to, power, optimize, take one level of this and then one level of that, and you take a wizard, take one level of cleric so that you get more spells, doesn't affect your spells, but you can use a shield, or there's plenty of those.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing when you're trying to do that as a player?
Sorry?
Like, it just, when you're trying to make yourself invulnerable as a player, it's just like, what are you trying to do? I think there has to be an agreement as a player that you're going to be a victim sometimes. Like, you have to be prepared that bad stuff's going to happen to your character. Otherwise, it's not, what are you doing it for? Like, you want danger, right? But people try to think they're the smartest guy in the room by making up some sort of character that's, can't be harmed by anything, It's like, well done,
That's the fun I've always found in things like D&D. It's like finding an interesting way to have your character fundamentally forward.
Yeah.
You
have something
That's the challenge of it.
A campaign in...
It's a good mental exercise. Coming up with ways, but I generally I sometimes like to make a character do something really amazingly, but it's only because I have one scene that I want to play with that character in one encounter at least throughout the campaign. Do one cool thing.
That's okay to build towards a moment with the character. That's sometimes a good enough reason to have your drive. Well, I've got a character in a cyberpunk campaign, and he's got something like plus 21 for initiative.
Right.
and it's just outrageous, right? But I've got a whole story behind it. He wasn't quick enough to save his family or his adopted family, and they all got shot down. So ever since then, he's just never going to be second ever again, sort of thing. And he's like, it's so if you can power game and optimize and stuff like that, but if you live it as your character as part of their story, it's not so bad.
Right.
But when it's just for someone to dominate the battlefield or whatever, it's a bit sad, really.
So my last character that I took from low level to high level was when I was DMing, and we were running what was the old share rules, Adventurers League. And so I could take him along to Adventurers League games, and I only did a few of those, but you got rewarded in Adventurers League games by, you could up level your own character, And if the party found stuff that was actually legitimately in those adventures, you could just chuck in whatever you want and then give it to your own character. But, your character could take those things up to the limit that they could hold. And so I said, my thought was, great, I'm going to make a angel type, holy warrior, I like the idea of a paladin, basically. So I made my paladin. It's like, well, what the hell? Great Weapon Master is probably all you can really do. I don't want to just sit there and wail away. That's boring. I just want to do a lot of damage. I'm happy to be a glass cannon, so fine. But the 5 rules, after about level 6, level 8, whatever, they start to... You don't get as much for each level. Like you sort of, the skill, not the skill, the power increase was actually better for me to multi-class than to just stay the course and be single class. And so I was like, oh right, I'm an angel, right? ASMR. I don't know. What about my innate ASMR power manifest, and I become a sorcerer, divine soul? Suddenly I see the light, whatever. And so great, I've got, I don't want to have like 3 levels of something and miss out on a skill increase, so I'll go 8 for whatever. And almost accidentally made this, it's actually got a name, Sorladin, where you can use your sorcerer points and convert and do all these weird, sorcerer abilities to do divine smite. So I said so many divine smites up my sleeve that it was just silly. But a couple of levels later, I thought, sorcerer, divine soul, I want to have a familiar. How the hell do I get a familiar? A sidekick. There's no, what do they call it, follower rules like there was in 2 and so on, or if I had a way, I suppose. But the way I thought of it was by being a warlock. Was it chains, and you can get a pixie or Tinkerbell type character? So I thought, great, I'll just be a warlock, and it doesn't really affect it. And warlock gives you more spells, so that's more divine smites. And so suddenly I was a Sorladin Ock, or War Sorladin Ock, whatever. And when you just go and picking your stuff, the rogue goes, oh, I'll sneak over there. So, well, I'll just cast invisibility and fly over there with my ASMR ability. And if someone wants to find traps, I'll just, I don't know. It felt like I had an answer for everything, and it got pretty tedious for the rest of the party. So I'm wondering how 5.5 will go with that. Maybe
I've read some disturbing-ish things from people who are creators, where, like, when you talk about optimizing, they see that as a reward for people who get to know the game. But I think that's bad, because you're very rarely going to have a playing group who are all of the same knowledge and skill. And that's, and it leans into the same thing with like metagaming and all that sort of stuff. When you play like that as an experienced player, you're making it even harder for the new players. Because sometimes you're just going to say, okay, well, I'm going to walk up to that thing that I know is a trap, right? Because otherwise, some poor new player who doesn't know any better is just going to keep doing it every time and being the victim every time, sort of thing. So every now and then it's your turn to be the one that makes the thing explode, and you've just got to accept that as a player and stand up and, take your turn, jump on the grenade every now and then.
I think I have it the other way. As I get more experience with D&D, all of my characters have like very severe flaws. Like I have a paladin with 13 in strength, so he barely can hit anything. But he really tries, and if he does, he always smiles because he gets so excited that he actually hits something. Oh, this is always.
I think some of the most fun I had was playing a knowledge cleric who cheated on his exam. So he had really high wisdom, but all the other base abilities were based on intelligence, except his intelligence was actually 6 from the beginning. The whole base of it was he had a headband of intellect. So anytime that got nicked off him, or the people that were chasing him wised up and dispelled magic first thing. He would sit there picking his nose for half the game because he didn't know what to do.
Right.
Yeah. My original idea for Noida was basically, because sorcerers are famous for being the damage dealers, but I thought I want to play support. I would just twin spell haste all campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they changed twin spelling, so I need to go more into killing this time.
Yeah, it's like the Divine Soul Sorcerer. I played those before, and it's like, just twin spell at 7th level.
Yeah.
Cleric spells or healing spells or something like that. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, like Lifeguard Friend isn't really a good spell, but I just like the visual of it. You sacrifice some of your life force to power up people, save them from the brink of death. Yeah. Like the map wise, it doesn't add up because just cure wounds would heal overall more in the party.
Yeah.
Health total in the pool, but I just think it's cool and fun.
Yeah, I think it's good
risk losing. Yeah, you damage, so you risk losing concentration on your haste, but win some, lose some.
Wow. Well, this is a small group to be heading into hell.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't Boys Nice out again? Because those always go splendidly.
Boys Night Out in Sigil.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Should we? I'm happy to kick off if you want. I haven't seen. I was looking back in the chat before. I couldn't see. I know we're not seeing Luxor today, but I'm not sure with.
I think Shoni sometime earlier said she can.
Okay.
Maybe I'm confusing with other campaign.
I know she was moving and was going to miss a couple of sessions, but I just wasn't sure whether that was this one or.
Oh yeah, so it was her. Last time I think she said she can do that one, but the next one she's moving.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's kick off in anger. Synopsis where we left off is you had a massive battle defeating Lord Soth at the top of his tower in Quinn, and defeated him and saw Arcan the Cruel flee or leave Soth to die, fleeing back to Hell. Rather than pursue him after defeating Soth and retrieving the next piece of the rod, you returned back to Sigil, where you'd found Lady Illustriel under the sway of a vampire, bleeding from the neck. Mordenkainen turned out to be, or at least Kaz was masquerading as Mordenkainen, and was slowly draining Illustriel. Illustriel was under his sway, and cue massive battle between Kaz, the betrayer, supported by a full force of Illustriel, and versus the rest of the party, and Tasha trying to what the hell, help out, but obviously going for Kaz, but not wanting to just go and spell Illustriel to death either. So you managed to either destroy or banish Kaz back to his home plane or whatever. You've seen Fiends do something similar when you kill them on the Prime, noting that this was in Sigil, or in probably something different to Sigil, because it was Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion or some sort of sanctum. So where that is as a demiplane or whatnot is unknown, or known only to Mordenkainen, who you don't know how long this had been the state, because you've met Mordenkainen a couple of times, but a couple of times more recently when you'd gone back to Sigil, he was not there. After resting, recuperating, raising from the dead, or bringing back to life, we'll go with that, the couple of characters that had been slain and turned into sort of a zombie or vampire spawn creatures. I think that was that in that battle, or was that the Lord Soth one? I can't remember.
That was previous one. The Arcane the Cruel.
Okay, so recovering from those ordeals, you're determined to head back to Avernus, and try to pursue Arcane, who clearly has. Well, you expect what you've seen is the hand of Vecna, an undead hand in place of his own. And apparently a piece of the rod is in the possession of one of Tiamat's lieutenants. So, but whether Tiamat's lieutenant was Soth in the guise of Ch8 in Kryn, or there is another piece in Avernus separate to that, in the hands of some other champion, because Ch8 and Tiamat, Queen of Dragons, are one and the same character by going by different names on different worlds. So let me see. I'm looking at where you've gone through the portal. Steeled yourselves. There is. I think you can probably see a few miles around. It's a smoky volcanic sky. Every now and then, meteors seem to hurtle from the through the clouds, and there's massive explosions somewhere off in the distance. Turns into a little sort of mushroom cloud type thing. The ground has a reddish tinge to it, as if there's a lot of iron within the soil. You can see to the south, looking along this enormous river, some sort of giant creature lumbering along. It very much reminds you of the sorts of giant creatures you saw on Eberron. And to the north, there looks like they could be the foothills of some great mountain, or roots of a great tree. But obviously enormous, miles across. Between that, there's a line of what look like spindly, skeletal hand-like trees leading away to the north along the river. There's also it's not quite a bridge, or maybe it once was, but there's a break in it, both at either end, and also in the middle. So there's like two sort of T shapes coming out of this dark reddish river. Every now and then you also see either singles, pairs, or in some cases what look like flocks of flying creatures, like you might see crows flying around, but they've got arms and legs sort of hanging around as their wings sort of flap them about. So also in the distance, like hundreds of yards away at least. The air feels oppressive. It's a little bit hard to breathe. You breathe in, it's like breathing in when you're surrounded by lots of smoke and fire. You can breathe it, it's breathable air, but you're still, you can feel that it would be telling after a long time. I guess I'll throw over to you guys. What do you want to do from here?
So we're looking for Arcane, right? Have we got any leads as to where he was located?
Not leads as such, but you know that he is a favoured lieutenant of Tiamat, and turned from whatever his god was previously, Oathbreaker. He would say he made a new oath. And Tiamat is the not necessarily the ruler of this layer of hell, but is one of the powers and resides here.
Maybe we should look for some locals.
Well, there's also the piece of the rod somewhere in here, and we have the staff. The rod parts guiding us towards it. And I think if you make enough ruckus, maybe Arcane will show up.
Yep.
I think ruckus is what we want to actually avoid in this instance. Considering we're on the home turf and the home turf happens to be hell. I mean, I've never visited, but it looks terrible.
Yeah.
And just also, we came here from Sigil. Is there like a... I can't remember how we got here. There was some sort of gate, obviously, but
Yes.
Is there a gate open somewhere that that we're hoping will remain open and we have to come back to?
No. So this would be a one-way gate, but you've always got the plane shift up your sleeve. With the
Okay,
tuning
from the staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
this staff doesn't have it yet.
I don't know if it's the staff. It might have been a lead spell. I'm not sure.
a lead. Yeah.
A lead, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just have to hang around until the lead plays again.
Yeah.
Note to self, don't cause trouble until a lead gets back.
Right.
You think you can see a bit of movement to the north. Noida, you get out the rod, hold it, and you can feel a pull to the north, northwest.
Northwest. Right. Before we venture forth, I know we can roll like a religion or arcana or something to try to remember some basic knowledge about the customs of this particular layer of hell.
Sure. Okay. You can do arcana or religion.
Right. Go for religion.
And if someone else wants to use another special ability of their own, different to that, that's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lyndon's never been to hell before, but he would be going through the basics, checking for threats, trying to find the easiest path to walk, you know, trying to keep out of sight, that kind of thing.
Survival.
Right.
That would be, but once you start travelling and try to make your way as best you can. Okay, religion. Okay, so you know from your deep religious studies, you had to scribe this bloody scripture so many times. The nuns just made you just write stuff out over and over and over again. The frustrated Carmelites who taught at your school said that this, you know that this was once a paradise created by Asmodeus, Lord of Hell. And the river Styx ended up winding through it, giving a permanent, easy access for demons to enter hell. Constant flow of demonic armies, and it's now been a battleground turned to an ash waste ever since. There may be still some vestiges of this sort of, paradise lost, but that's its history. You know that it would have changed hands over the eons. The lower planes changed hands a number of times. Previously, it was under the rulership of a enormous pit fiend called Bel, and he dwells in a giant volcano which he uses as a forge. The forge is so an enormous volcano. However, so while he still resides there, he's not the ruler. He's been supplanted by what used to be an archangel, Zariel, and she invaded hell. There was a great battle between the upper planar forces some time in the past, and somehow she was corrupted, and the nature of being in this plane corrupts. The longer you stay there, the more antsy you get, the more likely you are to start to see the error of your ways and come around to the thinking of a devil. They generally tend to stick to their word, but you've got to really be careful what the fine print.
Okay, so
it is
Fallen
possible
Angel,
to make deals. So it is possible to trust them. But,
Right, so Fallen Engine, a Pitchfiend, and Tiamat are the three big powers then.
Yep.
other than the demons invading.
Yeah, the blood war, the raging conflict between devils and demons, and it would probably be fruitless to even
try to
interfere with that. The conflicts invariably escalate as even minor conflicts tend to others rush in, and it draws more like moths to a flame, and little skirmishes become major battles pretty quickly.
Okay, however, so nobody recites all that like a... yeah, go ahead.
It's other than that, though, it is fairly barren, so there's a lot of space between the places, and they do tend to shift. So I'm using this northwest, whatever, but that's just about trying to orient using traditional compass points.
Okay, so nobody recites all that from memory like a Wikipedia article. Kept to memorize as a kid.
Okay.
So,
impressive.
Everyone's perfect.
Yeah, that was the worst travel brochure I've ever heard, hasn't
it? Yeah. You're not selling it.
To my earlier point, don't cause a ruckus until we have to.
Yeah.
Saying about fighting a giant dragon and a pit fiend and a fallen angel seems like a terrible idea.
Well, yeah. Well, on the other hand, it is hell, so maybe ruckus is the common thing, and being quiet is what makes you stand out.
We don't stand out.
I mean, individual ruckus is sure. It's the group ruckus I'm concerned about. It's causing enough of ruckus for them to coordinate the problem.
Yeah.
Well, we've both got horns, Noida. We could probably fit in pretty easily.
Do we need to paint them red?
Lyndon could be an imp. I'll clap you on the back. Come on, let's get moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which way are you going to go, or what direction are you going to go?
Yeah, so a point where the rod pulls, but we might go in the lookout for a volcano, where one of the power players is. Maybe they have some info.
So you start heading, and it takes you probably about. Hang on a sec. I
was going to say, do we want to try and cross the river?
Oh yeah. Do I recall anything about the river? Like, I don't know. If I were to dip a baby in it, would that baby become invulnerable to all damage, or?
I mean, all damage past being, set on fire, probably.
What do you think? I mean, because if we go and get across the river, even though that bridge is broken, this might be the place to try it.
Oh, I can fly across it. Don't count on me on carrying any of you with my 8 strength noodle arms.
Anyway, you can get across, Lyndon?
Possibly.
Should we go have a look? How far would that be?
Yeah, so you walk about 20 minutes or so and get to the edge of the river. You can see from where you are now that there's creatures in the river. Every now and then a large black, scaly back seems to breach. Down at the shore, you can also see what look like slimy worms face up, as if they're just floating on their back, cruising down the river. As if, like maggots caught in the flow. Every now and then one of their heads pop up and they take a breath, and then the lapping of the water sort of makes them sort of half drown, and then they cough and choke, and looks like they're sort of perpetually half drowning.
I'll just scatter some leaflets into the flow. Just might help someone.
These I think we just follow the river.
There's a picture you saw with a big front letter in one of your books, Noida, and these look like souls of the damned.
Never too late.
Okay.
What about the bridge? What does that look like?
Okay, so it doesn't. So you're having a look at this, and doesn't look like a bridge. Like there's no broken part. It's not sort of jagged and misshapen where it's got a clean end. And you can see a couple of figures on top of each of the two T's. Probably human shaped, human sized, arms and legs, that sort of thing. Maybe a little bit stooped. And a couple of you have probably got pretty good eyesight, and you can see that they seem to be sort of looking off to the north.
I think we just keep heading north and hope for the best.
Looking the way they're looking, the smoke eventually sort of starts to swirl a little, as if there's some disturbance, and this what looks like a black knife blade penetrates the sky above, which is actually pretty low, and you can see that there's a few what look like giant rocks floating somewhere up in those smoky clouds as well, and eventually there's a light. And that light sort of like lava type or fiery, red hot metal perhaps. And this rock that starts out as a point almost starts to descend in the middle of the river and starts to be just dragging its way, not touching the water, but I've got a handout I can show you.
Good.
I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah. And it looks like it's got windows. It looks like a Star Destroyer, point down, sailing along like a knife fish. And something's keeping it floating and flying, and there's a disturbance in the river where the point of the knife almost touches the river. So there's some sort of force going on there, and it seems to be gliding not towards you but towards this this T shape. Eventually, it starts to slow and it stops right between the T and pauses there, and it looks like this two T shapes. Almost as if they're like little clamps, and they sort of grip on the side of this T. It sort of lowers and then stops there. This sort of fiery orifice opens in the bottom, and that swirling of the water, you can see starts to draw up like a reverse whirlpool, or a tornado. And starts sucking, almost as if it's sucking water in, like a firefighting helicopter.
Okay. And where it is in the bridge, there's still like the edges of the bridge. Like, okay. So the edges of the bridge on each end go to the shore, and it's only that big gap in the middle that's now filled, is it?
Yeah, there's a large structure in the middle, but there's a smaller walkway to get to the bridge itself.
Okay, so with that ship there, it completes the bridge and we could get across potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Can we see what the figures that were standing up there waiting are doing?
They look like they were doing something to support this vessel from docking.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can see in that handout, there's quite a few, some of the terrain that you're walking through, you think is probably like an old forest or something, but as you move away from that and get down towards the edge, it's actually ribs.
Oh.
Okay. Well, should we go and try and get across while it's there, or?
I think it might be problematic why, I guess, fishes for salt. We don't want to be swept in the current.
No,
I think we
true.
just follow the river and try to avoid it. Keep going north. Hopefully, we can get across somewhere.
Yeah. How wide is the river?
So the picture doesn't quite do it justice, but the handout, but the it would take, at least a few minutes. You'd want to be able to,
All right. It's pretty wide.
Yeah. That's if you're like flying speed or something like that. If you're swimming, it might take 15 minutes. I don't know.
Well, I would want to dip my toes in that water.
No.
Yeah.
Not quick enough for a monk or something to, run across.
Oh.
Okay.
And as you're still taking cover, standing there watching, and you see it's not actually water that's being sucked. It's these little maggot type things, about 3 feet long. And as it does, you see the orange lights sort of light up and pulse, and eventually hooks and chains and things are undone, and the vessel takes off, and then starts heading off. Let's see, I might even have a picture for that for you.
I guess that's our cue.
Yeah. How big's the gap when it moves away in between?
About 50 feet.
Okay.
It's only the tip of the vessel, so...
Yeah. With a bit of rope and me flying across, I think you can manage.
I mean, I've got an idea. We could try something.
What's that?
Me.
50 feet.
Have those characters moved on, or are they just waiting there permanently?
They're still waiting there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's those two people I have a problem with. I don't particularly want to make ourselves known just yet.
Right. Just because we are in hell doesn't mean they're going to be unpleasant. Maybe they're just damn souls seeking redemption with the tone of hard work.
Yeah, why don't we just go talk to them?
Yeah.
Yes,
at least get closer to see if we can work out where they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So this is where you'll need your survival. Are you just sort of walking, approaching, with nary care in the world? Are you stealthing? Are you marching?
I think we're stealth.
We can pass as locals. If you... Okay.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Try to be as inconspicuous as possible without looking like we're trying to be inconspicuous.
Pretend like we're not tourists.
You want a stealth casual.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The old trick of walking around the army barrack carrying a clipboard so people think you're working.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. You approach. You can see a walkway, and a fairly large, tall, spindly figure. Long, curved, Tim Curry-like horns, large wings. It sort of looks over and then calls out in Infernal. I don't know if anyone speaks it or not.
Right. Yep.
Nope.
So Tiefling's natural language.
Okay. All right. So, what do you want? Who are you?
Passing through.
Mm.
Where are you coming from? Who are you with?
From over there, we're heading that way, and with this too.
Okay. He says, "Don't get smart. I mean, who do you serve?"
I'm sort of between masters right now. It's a tough market out there.
Oh, mercenaries, eh? Okay, in that case, it'll cost you 2 coins.
All right. Silver, right?
No.
All right.
Soul coins, of course, the currency. And you might not have heard of soul coins. It's
Mm-hmm.
But you do know that devils trade in souls, like that's their deal. But when they say soul coins, that's a weird mashup.
Mm. You know what? I left my wallet on that side of the river. It would just let me go get it.
Another one sort of flaps down next to him, and they converse very, quietly. And then he says, "Have you got any magic?"
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. We'll go and earn your keep out in the wasteland with all the rest, and come back with your 2 coins.
What's
he saying? What's he saying, Nora?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I forgot. So they want payment in soul coins. I might be translating it wrong.
Yeah.
Payment for what? Payment for what?
For crossing the river.
How are they going to get us across?
The toll.
No, I think they will not interfere with us coming across if we pay.
Yeah. We've still got to get across ourselves.
Yeah.
For 2 coins, he's got to get me across. Tell him that.
But my friend insists that you provide transportation as well if you're gonna pay.
What have you got?
Well, nothing yet, but when we do pay you, you'll carry us across, right?
Yeah, we'll carry you across if you pay us in a permanent magic item.
They want magic items, and we can plug them over. They will carry you across.
Yeah.
Okay. Magic items.
Okay. Is it like per person deal or lump sum?
Yeah, and one of them says, "Yeah, good idea." Oh yeah, and you're insightful enough to know that he was probably intending one.
Wilma was just going to pull out one of the very fancy bottles of wine that they stole from the last cast on. It's like, it's rarer than a magic item.
Okay.
Except they don't speak those grunts.
Okay, so you get Noida's told you they want magic, and you get out the bottle, pass it to Noida. Or you've got the bottle. How many bottles have you got?
Right. How many did we end up with? We ended up with a lot. I just pull out the one though.
I don't know if
probably
you
got at least 3.
Can carry many bottles of wine. But yeah. If you're reaching into a bag of holding, let me know.
Okay.
Stealthily, yes. I mean, we would have to. Who's got the bottles of wine?
I keep my bag of holding in my coat. You'd be like Felix the cat. You just keep pulling out stuff. Okay, so pull out a bottle of this wine. Noida, are you going to offer this or present it? Or
yeah, so, Lyndon, what do you want to say?
Oh, it's just we've got these bottles of wine and they're, well, they're not magical, but they're quite fancy. I don't think we have anything else that I'd want.
Okay.
So it is hell. I don't know if they have alcohol in here. I'll try. It's the sort of magical liquid. The mortals are killing themselves for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really valuable out there. Would that get one of us across?
One of them flaps down next to you, and they are large, or it is large. Muscly in a lean way, yellowy skin, red eyes. Yeah, like I said, enormous, curled, ibex type horns, and a pitchfork. Just to hammer the point home that it's a devil. And he says, "Give me a look." And he looks at it and says, "Oh, yes, alcohol. That's all we have here in hell." But he, pops it and says, "Wine." He says, "Okay, I'll have to test it first."
Well,
test if it's corked.
No. It's sealed with wax. If you look carefully, it hasn't been open for centuries.
Okay, well, you said bottles, so if you give me one now in good faith and I like it, I'll take one each, and then we'll ferry you across.
All right. How about this? You take one of us across. Then you can drink that one. You come back, you get another one. You take that one across, and you can drink that one.
Oh, this looks like a party game. We might,
yeah.
You might drop the last
one. It's not going last.
Okay, all right. So who's first? They agree to that deal.
All right.
I'll go first.
No.
Okay. Who's that? Does that Gungo? Did everyone just step backwards and leave you Gungo in the line?
No, Lyndon, I think.
Lyndon. Okay, Lyndon's first. All right, so you hand over the bottle. The guy's got one bottle under his arm. He's got you under the other arm, and woof, woof, woof. It's quite jerky. It's like a trotting horse. As it, each flap of the wings is quite powerful. And he, as he's flying, he's got you under one arm, and he sort of, pulls the cork out with one, and he starts go. Hey, and he looks down. He says, "Hey, little fella, this has got alcohol in it."
Like, of course it does.
Well, no, all the alcohol, all we have is alcohol, and it's all non-alcoholic in hell.
No wonder you're in hell.
There you
go. All beer has no alcohol. That's perfect.
And after a couple of minutes, he sort of settles you down on this at the base of a mountain, a small, very very pointy hill. Probably is probably better termed. Now he says, "All right, well, I'll signal," and he waves across. And the other one looks at you two expectantly. So he says, "Where's mine? I'll take the other one of you across."
Right, go.
Sure.
I think he's got all the bottles, but I think you can probably wave back or whatever, and Lyndon gets another one out, I presume.
Yep.
Waves it.
Yeah,
Guy gives the thumbs up. He turns to you, Lyndon, and says, and points. You don't speak Infernal, right?
Nope.
He points at you, points at Noida, and points at Gungo, and holds up 3. And then he says, 1 each.
Yep.
Noida would just fly across.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you're giving him 3 bottles from your stash?
Yeah, we'll give him 3 bottles.
All right. So between
Noida can fly. He will fly himself across.
Okay, all right. Noida flies himself across. The other one flies you, Gungo, across. And you are now on the other side of the River Styx.
So Gungo's going to, I think, put on a cape. He's got hoofed feet and horns. He's going to get out his trident.
Yep.
And he's going to walk around
All right, you'll fit right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look back at these devils, look at what Gungo's doing, and just go, I don't want to hear a word about this until we're done, and I'm gonna cast Disguise Self, and I'm gonna turn into an imp. An imp that doesn't fly. I've got wings, but I'll still be walking.
That's even funnier that you're walking.
It's okay. If anyone asks, we say you misbehaved and you've been grounded.
Yeah, perfect.
One of the wings is broken, slightly limp. I'll go Finding Nemo. One will be about a third the size of the other one.
How's it work?
You head around the base of this hill and start to head off. After about another 30 minutes or so, you get around it, and you can see in the distance along the river there are towers regularly placed, fortifications still intact. There's also plenty of what look like destroyed towers or piles of rubble. At this point, you're starting to feel quite weary, and I'll get everyone to do a Constitution saving throw.
Right.
17 from
off you start.
Lyndon, 22. 8 from
Nat 1.
Noida. Oh, Nat 1. Okay.
Yep.
So, Noida, you're finding it quite troubling, both physically as well as psychologically, or your spirit is being assaulted just as much as your lungs. And you take 2 levels of exhaustion.
Ooh, okay. What exhaustion was you?
Now, levels of exhaustion are a little bit different in the new rules, so if you do that on your...
I think it's -1 to all your checks per level of exhaustion, something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
But in any case, so you're all feeling oppressed. This oppressive heat, oppressive gloom. There is a facade of a red stain on the horizon looking like a sunrise, but it doesn't actually rise, and they don't see. Every now and then there's partings of the clouds, and it's just a red sky. But Lyndon, you don't spot any sun or any heavenly bodies of any sort.
Yeah, there's no navigational markers, so I'm sort of just reading the landscape and just trying to figure out where everything is based on where we are. Try and invent some new ones so that we at least don't walk in circles.
Yep.
Is Django's sense of north working?
It is. But as you travel, you do that actually will trigger and let you know that while it looks like you're traveling in the same direction as far as one milestone to the next, and your memory looking back of the river Styx and whatnot, is that more north might be sort of swinging left and right like a flag in the wind.
Okay.
So Noida, did you just check up that exhaustion?
Yeah, I was just typing in. So it's 2 times the level of exhaustion penalty to D20 rolls.
Oof.
And 5 times the level of exhaustion penalty to movement speed. So I move 20 feet.
Okay. All right. So you slowed down.
30 now.
There's 2 levels.
Yeah, and -4 to all rolls.
Okay. All D20 rolls. Wow. Hit, save, everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. I think it's ability and attacks. All right.
Go and go pick up Noida and carry him for a while.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was also saving her, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Still following the direction of the rod?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I should have just moved you incrementally. So go for probably another 40 minutes or so. Expanding your view a little bit. It's quite flat where the terrain you're going over now, although you can see hills and mountains and things in the distance, or you have. And you hear this whistle, and this little head pops up and says, "Hey." You from around these parts?
Go over there.
And this little imp pops up.
Who wants to know?
Starts talking in Infernal, gesturing at you, Lyndon.
Lyndon just shrugs his shoulder and he's going to start. He's immediately nervous. He's going to start looking around and make sure he's not about to be ambushed.
Right. Now, you look like an imp, though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Or as best that you can come up with what an imp should look like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start tapping my ears and pointing to Noida.
Okay.
Yeah, don't mind that one. You see his broken wing. When he fell, he smashed his head. Something awful on the rocks. A bit
Lyndon,
confused still.
Lyndon, can you do a Arcana, but use your charisma rather than your intelligence? If you've got proficiency with Arcana, you could just roll anything that's got...
No, I don't have proficiency. Plus, my charisma is a whopping +0, so that's 11.
Okay. So this imp sort of... it's still taking, 90% cover and obviously pretty nervous. It looks a bit skittish. And he goes, hey!
Just get a point.
Infernal, that right?
Have you got any meat?
It's no, sorry.
All right.
Meat.
You got anything good on you?
Yeah, we actually got robbed like 10 minutes back.
Oh. Okay. And what's with that character? Is he taking the piss or something? Why has he got such a big nose? Us imps don't have noses like that.
No.
And you do know that imps are supposed to be stooped, big ears, big noses, flappy wings, hunched. And you look across at Lyndon, and he looks like
okay. Yeah. Okay, listen here, mister. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and he just...
It is not nice to make fun of someone's facial deformities. He can't help it. He didn't choose to be born this way.
Ah, okay then. Well, all right. He seems to be convinced by that.
All right.
Your passive persuasion is enough.
Cool.
And he says, "Oh well, yeah, I offer my services. Anything you need."
The little guy asks if we need anything.
I mean, at this stage, to be left alone and not harassed, and it's not my fault I was born ugly.
Directions? I mean...
Directions? Okay. Directions to where?
Well, we kind of know which direction to go, but yeah. Yeah, no, tell him to get out of the way or I'll stomp at him.
Yeah, so you see, you offended my friend something awful and he refuses to be in your presence any longer.
Okay. All right, well, okay, tell Big Nose I'll stay out of his hair. And he sort of he skulks off into the rocks and things that he was hunkering down in.
All right.
And you head off another hour and you get to a small stream, river, maybe only about 30 feet across. Not a brook or anything like that, but not, nothing like what you had before. And you can see far in the distance a line of ash or smoke or something. something's travelling along fast, like a stampeding cattle or something like that. You can't see actually what it is.
On the other side of the river?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've got to think, and this doesn't look quite the same, even though it's probably a tributary of the Styx. It looks like this must have, gone through a, like some rivers might go through a delta, through a swampy area. It's sort of sludge and blackened, and there's oil slicks all through it. And you hear this voice on the back, "I'll give you for free some advice, don't touch the oil slicks." And it's the same little imp following along behind you. "Glad to be of service. I'll put it on your tab."
What you said? You just said it was for free.
Yeah. Yeah, free on the tab.
$3.
Right.
Tree fitty.
So the little guy that's definitely not following us. He said we shouldn't touch the oily stuff.
That seems logical.
Something I was going to not do anyway. Yeah.
He says
maybe that's why it was free.
It's Demon Ica. It's Demon Ica.
Demon Ica.
Yeah.
So he calls it.
I need to imagine what happened to the demon.
Is it? Can you guys jump across it, or?
I mean, if there's enough clear patches, I don't know about jumping.
30
So you're
foot.
jumping 30 feet, but if there's enough clear patches, I can sort of do a hop, skip, and a jump. Find my way across.
Yeah, there's not like little rocks and things that you can use as stepping stones. It's probably deeper than that.
I mean, this is going to sound weird, but if you slap me, I can find a way across.
If I slap you.
It's a defensive reaction. I don't understand it. Something the druids taught me.
Well, before we start hitting each other, I imagine we see that big chain thing to the south.
Yes, you can, and it's huge.
I pointed out.
Okay.
Might be able to scale that.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk along this this tributary and get to the chains, and each the chains here. Like from a distance, you can see chains in the. As you get closer, it looks like just like an iron ridge, and the metal is probably at least 3 feet thick, and then bent around to make these giant chains. God knows what it would have held, but it's all half submerged in the sand, in the soil, in the ash, and stretching across this this river. At this
I
point,
can work with this. If you...
Yeah, at this point, I need everyone to do another Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, well, wait on.
6.
Oof.
Better. With -4, that will be 18.
Okay. So, Noida, you're okay, but Lyndon and Gungo, you both feeling exhausted as well, and take a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Right, so do you guys feel up to the task of scaling and balancing on that big thing? Or maybe we should rest, perhaps?
I mean,
well,
I can give it a shot.
If we rest, we're just going to get affected by the environment anyway, aren't we? So yeah, I think we just could keep moving.
Is that something I would know with my earlier religion check about the
you
plane?
can try medicine.
Is it safe to rest?
It'd probably be more medicine to see in what way, to try and figure out in what way this is affecting you. Or the source?
No, that's not something. That's not a proficiency I have. So.
Okay.
I mean, if we make it across, I can set up a safe space for us to rest if you want.
Do you have something that will shield us from the elements?
I do.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
All
right. So you're trying to make your way across this this chain. It's stretched across from two high points. I think you can see if you zoom in a little bit. If I move the parties thing out the way. Yep. And then draped across this low hill. It'll be a athletics if you want to just like grab on and go across like a sloth or a koala, or you can try and if you want to use acrobatics.
Go try athletics.
Okay.
I can give you like a little slap as you go with the guidance.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Lyndon, you do your backflip, pike position, and 10. Okay, make it across. Gungo makes it across.
Oh. And I would just fly.
Okay. All right, so the party makes it across.
That.
It was close. All right, yeah, it's a little bit slippery. And there was pools of this Demonica. And then you hear a voice, that was close.
Find help crossing.
Sorry?
Do you need help crossing or are you fine?
No. I'm okay. All right, and then you're going to go up to this hill and look around, are you, Lyndon, for some
space? I'll just
space?
Scout out our area a little bit before we take a rest.
Okay, so it looks like there's a few places where the chains are draped, forming a bit of a shelter. And the wind, there is a stinging wind. It's a little bit hard to hear. It's not like a full sandstorm or anything, but it's not comfortable. But you find a place that you think will shelter you from the main elements.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna use that shelter for
rope trick.
Just a bit of visual protection, and I'm gonna.
Okay, you touch a rope, hovers around, and invisible portal.
I mean, that would save us from the elements for an hour. I don't think that's enough for a rest.
Enough for a short rest, I guess. So you do rope trick and you climb up. Once you climb up the rope, Lyndon, you don't feel the harshness of the elements, but you do. So you don't feel the smog, the whatever, but you do feel. So you still feel exhausted, but you can start trying to take a rest. Put you back against the wall and throw your baseball against it. Steve McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah, technical difficulties. Here we go.
Yep. Noida, you climbing up too?
Yeah.
Okay.
No point just staying here alone.
All right. So you take a short rest. You recover enough, whatever would recover on a short rest within the rope trick space.
New range of things.
Yep.
I lose exhaustion on a short rest.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
New range of things.
Nice. All right. So you lose your point of exhaustion. The others don't lose theirs, however.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you got to rest out of the weapon.
Yeah.
I can do that a couple more times today to keep you out of the weather, but it only lasts an hour, so you won't be getting a full nap, unfortunately.
Right. Well, a short respite is always something.
Yep.
I'll keep
heading off
moving
from
then. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You pick up the pace, carry on, and now you're going through what looks like some foothills of some sort. Traveling for another hour gets you to about this point here. You can see a large tower on an island of a lake of ichor of some sort. This offshoot from the sticks to the south, but otherwise your rod's still pointing in the direction as it was before. You've been travelling an hour. Everyone needs to roll a con save.
Oof.
Where did you go? This is a voice from behind you. So, Lyndon, you're okay?
Got 15.
Okay. Now, factor in the minuses that you get for your D20 rolls.
It's 2 times the level of exhaustion.
Yeah. So I think it's just
2 times the level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So I got 18.
4. Okay.
13.
All right. So you're both okay.
I wonder why it doesn't take that off.
Travel for another 20 minutes or so into these foothills, and you can see these large bulbous things just hanging in the sky, but there's a thin tendril of stuff, some sort of filament or something, going from the ground up to it, and there's probably 5 or 6 of those.
Tendrils of stuff.
You can see some large flying things. They're buzzing in and going in through holes in the side. And you can, as you approach it or you start to sort of scooch around it, you can see there's more of them here and there.
Yeah. Figure the hell would have mosquitoes.
Yep.
Wait, I know we can sneak by them. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been stalked once and robbed twice, so I feel like sneaking past people is probably a good idea at this stage.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So what are you going to do? Just try and scooch around it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some...
You start to go around one. Can you roll a survival for me, Lyndon? Assuming you're the leader of the scouting expedition.
Wow.
Natural 20. All right. So
nice.
You managed to navigate your way through. You scout around one, and then another one looms in. And you probably can see some on your map here. That are quite big, but you've navigated your way out of the field. From here, you've gone about another hour through the hell wasp nest forest, and you need to do another con check.
9.
Okay. So Gungo, you lose another level of exhaustion. Lyndon, you're okay. Noid is okay as well.
That'll be 19 with the penalty.
Okay.
Well, this ain't much good.
Alright. We still don't see any signs of civilization other than that one tower in the middle of a lake of demon ichor.
You make it sound so appealing. no like habitation structures. You can see some curious green pylons of some sort far to the west. There's a dust storm, which actually looks like it might be moving in your direction.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
We need to find what's the name? Camel, and gut it alive, and hide it inside its hollowed belly, and that's how we survive the sandstorm.
I mean, it might work for me. I might fit in there, but I don't even know about all three of us. I mean, how big are camels in hell?
Hell camel.
And where are we going to find a camel? This time of night.
Right.
Is there anywhere to take shelter from it?
You could have a hunter. You're in some. You're sort of just coming out of some foothills. They're low and rounded, but might be able to take shelter on one side, or if you can come up with anything else, Lyndon. There's also rocky outcroppings that the hell wasp nests are attached to, and obviously the hell wasp.
I don't think we want to be anywhere near giant wasps in the sandstorm. That might end poorly, but we can look for shelter at the base of the mountain. If we can't find shelter, I can always do my little rope trick again. But
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to run out of the ability to do that relatively quick, so
yeah. So let's look for something just in case.
Yeah, Lyndon's going to look around and see if he can find any coverage in the mountains.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So it looked like you can get at least a little bit of shelter, but it's not going to be. You're still exposed to the sky, but you've got your backs covered to the full brunt of a sandstorm from that direction, at least.
Can you tell how big it is and how long it'll take to pass or anything like that?
It might be 20 minutes or so.
Ooh.
Watch it for a little bit, and you actually see it. It's the sandstorm seems to be coming from a single point out the front of the sandstorm. And as that single point seems to move, that kicks up sand behind it. It's not like a weather effect.
Okay.
Any sandworms?
Yeah, very, very, very sandwormy. You can actually see something moving far to the west that looks like, those serpenty type creatures that you saw in the sticks, but this is actually in the sand over near a big chasm.
Hey, Noida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask your little stalker if he knows anywhere to get shelter.
I do wonder if there are any shelters nearby. Here we are in the Infernal.
Okay. Yes. If only you had a guide.
If only. I wonder where a guide would be hiding right now, so I could go and find him.
Yeah. And you can hear a voice getting closer and closer, talking in Infernal, and it says, "Hi, I can be a guide."
Whoa!
Soul coins,
hello,
magic items,
yeah,
gems.
Wine.
Just wine.
Okay, it's a special one.
That's
there's alcohol in it.
What's he asking for, Noida?
Same as the other guys. Magic items or soul coins. This one seems to not really be into grape products.
Ask him whether he'd like me to rip him in half with his, legs.
My friend is getting quite agitated and threatens bodily harm against you if you don't help us.
Okay. Can you roll a what's it called? Intimidation.
Can I help?
Well, you're rolling intimidation.
Yeah. You
can you want me to do it?
Yeah.
I can do it.
I'm just frustrated.
16. Oh, hang on. I'm tired. 12.
12. Is it 12? Oh, because.
Well,
yeah. So you're trying to be
Exhaustion
intimidating.
would
You
take
sort
away.
of yawn and you're sleepy-eyed. You stumble a little bit, but we'll see what he goes. Okay. He says, "Oop," you hear him visibly gulp or audibly gulp, and as he gulps, he sort of turns invisible. And then you hear this.
I'll get at the lantern of revealing and light it.
Yeah, then you get this. You hear this. And get it. What's the range of the lantern?
I think it's only 30 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
30 feet. Oh, well, 30 feet and 30 dim.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Oh, no, if you're in the bright light, so 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you shine it around. You're like one of those spotlights with looking for bombers in the sky, and suddenly you see this little imp, and you light him up, and you can see as you look him in the eye. Ah!
Hey, now when I see him, can I go, oh, I wonder where he is?
Yeah.
Try to get close to him.
Okay. Well, he's only about 10 feet 10 feet up, so
Well,
you could probably
okay.
jump that high. You've got a high jump of.
Yeah,
10 feet.
I'll jump up and grab him by the leg.
Okay. All right. Do a was it grapple?
Yeah, so I think it's a hit roll now,
Yes.
and then if I do a hit instead of doing damage, I can do a grapple.
He does a save, does he, or is he the grapple automatic?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Well, 25.
Yep. Okay. So you grab him by the
So
foot.
his save will be 13, 19.
Okay.
DC 19.
Okay. Which he fails. He almost wriggles free. He's a slippery little sucker, but you've got him by the foot.
All right. Drag him down.
And he goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no sandstorm.
What is it then? Oh, I can't talk to him. I'm just going to hold him by the wings.
Yeah, okay. And you can relay this. It's okay, Noda.
Just no atrocity.
Yeah. It's Wastelanders.
More info.
Driving their Tormentor.
Yeah, we're switching from Dune to Mad Max.
What's the quickest and safest way to the?
You need a vehicle. If you're not of these parts, or you need to ride the wasteland.
Where can we get one?
Well, he points off to where that dust cloud is.
Oh, okay.
They've got one.
Right, take that one. Would you help us?
Sure.
Because that means you can imp our ride.
Yeah, right. And,
I'm sorry.
all good. He's so he says yeah, sure. And you see that there's this dust cloud coming, and as you can see, there's probably 2 points actually, but you only see as it comes closer. And those 2 points seem to be racing along at breakneck speed. And every now and then there's like a fiery, lava, the same stuff, burning coal, whatever, lit up. They're totally pimped out, and they seem to. There's a smaller one, and it seems to be crashing into the side of the larger one. As they get closer, you can see that there's figures on these vehicles, and there's a large one that's standing holding a rail, and there's like a mini parapet around it, and he's throwing what look like metal javelins into the other, aiming at the wheels of the other vehicle.
Oh, okay.
What a day! What a lovely day!
Yeah.
So do we want the big one or the small one?
I'll show you a handout.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's the big one. Just zooming it up a little bit. And you can see what look like it's covered in little goblin type characters. There's some creature, human shaped size, but with sort of spiky armor and a leather cloak of some sort flapping in the breeze with tiny vestigial wings, and an absolutely weird creature with a tentacle coming out its mouth and a skull for a face. Horns, the same sort of horns that you saw on those guys on the bridge, weirdly, but it's not this figure. Bird-like feet and different chest and arms as well, and it's like hanging off the side and seems to be hurling fire of some sort, like grenades, Molotov cocktails, things like that. At the front of this,
do we just fun for a ride?
Yeah, one of these things. It's got 5 wheels, 2 front and rear, and a huge one at the front with spikes that it's sort of gouging a line through the ground. Hence, it's kicking up a huge amount of debris. I'll show you the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So do we fun the ride? Because if we
it looks like a trike.
If we're going to get robbed, we're rapidly running out of wine.
Well, they do take magic items. If there's something that not using.
This one's covered in spikes. Has multiple wheels, but one long wheel up the front. Looks like a giant trike. There's someone driving it with large feathery wings. There's someone with a harpoon on a swivel type gun. And there's another one flying above.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the harpoon go. It shoots into the back wheel of the larger vehicle and actually does some significant damage. Both the vehicles are a little bit dinged up, but the larger one's just taken a major hit.
Right.
Okay.
It
looks like this battle is raging along and going past you. It'll go past you pretty close between where you are in the lower hills and the ravine that's off to the north of you.
Everybody ready to jump the Venatrix somehow?
The Venatrix, yeah. So it's got it written on the sides there.
Well, you reckon we jump on as fast?
I mean, you could try thumbing a ride, but they don't look like the kind of people who stop.
Well, it looks like at least one of those vehicles is gonna end up without a crew soon enough.
Yeah, but it might get if we leave it too long, it might get too damaged.
Yeah.
And the small vehicle sounds like the one we want, right?
Yeah. Maybe. Lyndon's just going to start thumbing for a ride. Like,
all right, you stick your thumb out. Let me see.
I think I saw it in a comic book once, and I'll pull up rope and expose one of my legs.
Okay. All right, I'm going to shift you to a map. Let's see. Here we go.
Guy self and see if I can pull the car over.
Yeah, but okay, before we start, are we going to try and get a ride with these guys, or do you reckon we jump on and get rid of them?
I was everyone's been pretty civil so far. I think we could purchase a ride, or maybe just transport.
Have they got time to make a deal at the moment where they're getting chased?
I mean, that could be part of the deal. They look like they might need some help.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we don't know what the situation is. So.
The swivel gun on the larger vehicle is squirting demonica, like some sort of torrent of colourful sludge. But it looks like the driver is just too good and sort of swerves away and dodges it. Can you see the map here yet? I'm just checking.
Just a little map, yeah.
Yep.
I can't see tokens on here for you guys yet.
No.
Nope.
I'll be back in just a few seconds.
Okay. Cool. All right, characters. So I'll drag you onto the map. You'll just need to check your hit points and passive perceptions. So there's Linden, Noida. Where are you, Gungo?
You should be full. Haven't been damaged yet. It's just exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, this might have been before you upped from going up levels and things. Just check your maximum.
Levels, yeah.
So there's Linden, there's Gungo, and who am I looking for? Noida right there.
No, yeah. I think I can drop myself. Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool. So you're on this little vantage point here.
Okay.
And they are racing along. At breakneck speed. I'll put you guys, this is just as they come into view and you see them smashing into one another and so on. So they're going pretty close past you.
Okay. Maybe I'll cast Thaumaturgy and just say, "Driver, pull over!"
Okay. Alright, what I'll do is I'll go into turn order. I'll just
how many were there on the big one?
The big one,
there was
some sort of hulking abomination of some sort. What looks like some sort of hag from this distance. And, I don't know, 5, 10, who knows how many.
Okay.
What looked like savage gnomes.
Wow. You want initiative, do you?
Yes, please.
There's the token.
Okay, so I've said Gungo 23, Noida 7, Linden. I'll just.
It's -4, right? Still the exhaustion.
Yeah.
So 3.
Change mine.
If you've got the exhaustion on there, you would have thought it would include it, but maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
That's what I would have thought. It doesn't.
Yep.
What are you on, Linden? 17. Add turn, so there's a demon grinder. And 10. Add turn for the tormentor. Okay. Descending. What was the message? Todd, did you see?
I
think
it was just an idea.
Yeah, film is not playing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Just a confirmation.
Yep.
Gungo, you're top of the pops. What do you want to do?
Can we roughly tell how fast they're travelling?
Within a round, they'll be side by side with you, and within another round, they'll be, 100 feet away from you. Pass. You've probably got one round when they're anywhere within, 30 feet or so.
Oh well,
Right.
all or nothing. Gunga's going to run out here.
Yeah.
I'll jump up into this rock.
Yeah.
Touch his hand on temerity and cast blink.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Right.
Linton.
Maybe I'll just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, just there.
Yeah,
okay. And I'll see if I blink out.
Okay. All right. And then roll your blinking.
Yes, blinked out.
All right. Okay, Linton.
Oh dear. So which one are we going after? The big one? Or
Sorry, Anthony. One more thing. He'll rage as well.
Okay.
we just want to get on this thing, don't we?
Yep. I think. No. Okay. Yep.
Hold on.
Now that they're this far away, Lyndon, you've got pretty keen eyesight, pretty perceptive. You can see these gnomes seem to be covered in some sort of smeared grease, and it's oily, as if they're covered in demon ichor. And we
want to stop them quick or get on them. I don't have a lot of movement, but let's see what this does. I'm going to aim for the guy right in the middle and do a lightning arrow. Where am I?
Okay. So you can see this. I've got a few copy. All right. Lightning arrow. So what is that going to do? Roll to hit, is it?
Yeah. That shouldn't have cast it. That should have displayed it. All right.
That's fine.
Hitting or missing a target with a ranged attack. So I attack them first. I'm just going to aim for the guy right in the middle.
Okay.
Our little friend right here. And this is a bonus action, so I can't do that. So attack.
Okay.
22 to hit.
22 hits.
Then we have. Where did you go? So everybody has to make a DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
Lightning arrow. So is it an area effect, is it? Or is it a one creature?
Yeah, so the creature and everybody within 10 feet of the target needs to make a DC 17 saving throw.
Okay, or take how much? 40?
The target takes 4d8 lightning damage.
Yep.
And everybody else within 10 feet takes 2d8 lightning damage.
So that's what the 25 and the 15 is the two rolls. Okay. All right, so the guy that you hit goes zzz, and it arcs from a couple of bolts and things that are in his body in the joints between where different pieces of demons seem to have been stapled or stitched together. Now that he's close enough, you can see it looks like an amalgam of many demons and devils, and they've been stitched on. And as that happens, he seems to get more energized, and he does this maniacal laugh. The others, however, are not so happy because do they do a saving throw, or they take 15 or half? Is that how that works for them?
Yeah, so same saving throw, DC 17 dex, and then they'll take 15 on a fail or half as much on a...
Yeah, okay, so they all take the full 15 damage, and they they're smoking and burning, and they're not happy. However, the hag at the back passes and takes the half damage. Okay, any movement you want to do?
can't get to the other cliff, so they're coming this way. Yep. It's got 50 feet of movement, so I'm just going to move here to the edge of the cliff and see if they get any closer. But I doubt that.
All right, so that's you done?
That's me done.
Okay, the Tormentor goes. And first it drives up to the side, and this time it smashes into the back wheel that it's shot with the grappling hook, and the front of the thing goes under that damaged wheel, and wrong dice. My mouse is going very slow right now. Ooh. Okay, it's opposed. All right, and they cause it to kick right up, and the whole thing flips over. I'm just going to, and comes to a tumbling, grinding. Bits go flying off it, and it smashes into this wall here, the side of the cliff. Let's see. The creatures are thrown free. And the Tormentor's got another little bit more movement, and it turns around here, runs over the golem, does a bit of a burnout, and runs over one of these little gnomes. The little gnome is now dead. And as it gets to about there, there's a gun on the back, and it shoots, and okay, and hits another one of these gnomes. The gnomes, despite being, you know, caught in a little mini avalanche, none of them are actually dead. They're as tough as, weirdly. Okay, and then this vehicle gets to about, you know, starts sort of, it does a hook turn and starts spearing off to the north. The hag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, runs over to the vehicle. She barking orders to the golem, who sort of lopes over and jumps on. And he jumps on and then offers his hand or a tentacle or some sort of slippery thing and hoiks the hag back up into the vehicle. And she commands the creature. The creature does something. Oof. Okay, and it's on its side, and he pushes, and it flips down onto its wheels. And when it was on its side, Gungo, you probably got the best sight. It's actually got half tracks at the back. For what that counts.
And does it have an inside, or was something driving it from?
Someone was driving it from like a helm behind a big shell, like a triceratops. But there's an inside as well.
So the driver came off in the crash?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the driver was the hag, and she's now, you know, back on top of it.
Okay.
And these guys scramble to get on top. Okay, Noida, what do you want to do?
Alright, so seeing how very durable these vehicles are, I guess I'll go with my original idea. which will be to cast reverse gravity, trying to catch everyone in.
Okay. What's
Other
the
than allies,
area
obviously.
of effective reverse gravity?
It's 50-foot radius,
Nice.
100-foot high cylinder,
Okay.
and I can cast it within. Where is it?
I'm sure it'll be
Within range, within 100 feet.
Yep. And so you're casting it on this damaged, the big one?
And the one that's trying to escape.
50 foot.
Yeah, so it's 50-foot radius.
Okay, let's try and draw something. One, 10. Much better. You got the 50-foot radius thing going?
Yep. Something like that. Okay, I will spend
Lyndon's about to have a
points.
bad time.
No, I will spend sorcery points to exclude allies from the.
Okay, and is it 1 point for any allies you want, or 1 per ally?
I need to read the new one.
Gungo's not there.
Yeah,
remember.
You can't see Gungo right now.
Careful spell for securing restraint. Also, choose up to 5 creatures. Automatic success and strength and takes on the creatures. Nobody take damage.
Alright.
Okay, it doesn't say I have to see you. I just choose 5 creatures that will automatically succeed on the saving throws in the area.
Okay.
I'll pause.
Alright. Yeah, that's good. When you cast a spell.
It will be careful spell. The last one.
Where's the last one? Okay, cool. I see. Yep. When you cast a spell, force other creatures to make saving throw. To do so, does this? Did they get a saving throw for the reverse gravity? I don't think they do they?
The enemies, yeah. If there's something they can grab on within reach.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then it's dexterity.
To do so, you spend 1 sorcery point and choose a number of those creatures up to your Christmas fire. Chosen creatures will make succeed at saving throw. Okay. And that's at the point you cast the spell. And how long does the reverse gravity last?
Let me go back.
This is a tricky one because Gungo is actually on another plane right now. He won't be affected. He doesn't have to make a saving throw, but he might if he comes into the.
I mean, it lasts. It's a concentration spell, so I can hold it up.
Okay.
All
right. Okay, no worries. So you would know that you can choose Noida. You can choose yourself. You can choose Lyndon if you wish. Gungo's not in the area and has to make the save or fail at this point.
Okay. But I've seen him use the blink, right? So I know that he can teleport somewhere.
Yeah, you know that he might.
Like when he reappears.
Be in it when he comes back. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. So you cast the spell, and let's see, saving throw. One saving throw for.
So all creatures and objects in the area that aren't anchored to the ground fall upwards.
Okay, so you see a lot of these. Yeah, a lot of the creatures that are just piled onto this demon grinder. All they feel the gravity pulling them up. They grab on to the demon grinder, and then the demon grinder just drops as well, and they go with it. The oops, D20. Okay, so the tormentor, the character that's on the back, shoots her grappling hook into a fissure or in the ground, and what happens is the whole thing lifts up off the air, probably about 15 feet off the air, and sort of hangs there for a minute. One of the 3 characters in this vehicle sort of lets go and flaps her wings and just takes flight, but it's hanging there 15 feet off the ground.
All right. And for quicken spell, I'll do the thaumaturgy. Like, excuse me, can we have a chat? I don't mean to interrupt your death battle, but we need a ride.
Okay.
And that's what.
All right.
So that's,
in what language?
Infernal.
Okay. These are the demon grinder is like 100 feet up in the air, but you're just
yeah, that's why quicken spell thaumaturgy.
Yeah. Okay.
To boom my voice.
Oh, I see. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you roll a persuasion for me?
Right. Ooh. 17 minus 4, 13.
Okay. Okay, so the armored knight with the feathery wings with the ballista yells out, "Kill this lot with us, and you've got a deal." And she points up at the demon grinder, 100 feet up in the air.
I think that's my turn.
And the you hear the hag call out an infernal as well. Just say, "You've got a deal," sounding a little bit more desperate. Gungo.
Okay, so they've both agreed to help us if we get the other one. Is that what's happened, or?
It seems.
Okay. Now, so this rock that Gungo's near, is that like an overhang or something like that, or?
Think of it more as a rocky outcropping, about 10 feet high.
Yeah. So so Gungo sees the gravity affected in this area while he's off in the ethereal plane. Can he bring himself unblinking like underneath that?
Yeah, so you could go, because you can go 10 feet, so you could go here, something like that.
Yeah.
And then you'll...
No, I mean like underneath the rocky outcropping, so he doesn't, if he goes flying up in the air, he's only going to go up a little bit. To,
you're not sure
use a rock to stop him from going.
So you can make it so that you'll give yourself a save to hang on.
Okay.
But not necessarily something like a roof where you're definitely going to hit something.
No, that's all right. Well, no, don't worry about it. He'll just go out. He'll just sorry, just to make clear, all of those things are 100 feet up in the air, right?
No, the this one, the one right next to you, is 100 feet in the air. The other one is only 15 feet up.
No, that's cool. All right, Gunga's just going to come out 10 feet up in the air.
Okay.
And let himself go flying up in the air.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so you're 10 feet up in the air. Now, Noida, were you thinking that he would be immune? You're trying to choose him?
Yeah, but as you said, he was on a different plane of existence, so it doesn't really say how that would work.
Yeah, so you can voluntarily fail the save, Gungo, and go, and you fall 80 feet, 70 feet before you hit the demon grinder.
Okay, well, I don't want to hit it. Can I, go up next to it and, grab onto it?
Try to grab onto it.
Something like that?
You can, but it's like falling 70 foot off and trying to grab a cliff edge as you go hurtling past. So it's tricky. You might take a bit of damage.
Okay.
You're not falling and slapping into it.
No, that's okay. All right. Now, look, okay, he won't fail the save then. He'll just try and grab on. He'll do the dexterity save.
Okay, all right. Try that.
Yep, so he
you grab on.
Grabs on.
Your feet are in the air, flapping. You're there.
Yep, that's cool. And he will yeah, screw it. He'll use his bonus action to drop his rage.
Okay.
And then he will he'll use his action to use his wings of flying.
Okay.
And then he will I'm not sure. I have to work out how far. He'll start flying up in the air. So that'll be...
I think you can go 50 feet with wings of flying.
Yeah, so, and that'll be him done.
Okay. All right, so you've flown 50 feet up towards this thing, or actually lowering yourself down 50 feet because of the reverse gravity. Oh no, you're still in reverse gravity.
Yeah, and I don't blink out.
Okay. Lyndon.
So our large friends in the tall ones are on board if we can get rid of the small one. Is that where we got to? Demon Grinder.
That's what the creatures of hell are suggesting.
So we want to go after the little one. That's okay. Can I see
too far away anyway, Lyndon, to sort of converse enough for plans, unless Noida you're shouting out something.
Well, Gungo's flying up towards the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Lyndon, you're
it looks like
you're in reverse gravity.
Sorry?
Isn't he in reverse gravity, or is he immune to it?
He automatically
passes, doesn't he? Yeah. So you're hanging on in a reverse. You're off the ceiling. The world's upside down for you.
Let me read.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not immune to the reverse gravity. You are. You save. I believe.
Okay, yeah.
This is a reverse gravity area, and you've automatically clung on or something. I think.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
It doesn't say anything after the save. It just the creature can make dexterity saving throw to grab fixed object you can reach, thus avoiding the fall upwards.
Yeah. Yep. So this gravity is still reversed in that whole area for everyone. But the chosen creature automatically succeeds and takes no damage if half. So you've succeeded.
Yeah.
You're hanging on as well. You're in the area. Just means you don't have your hands.
I can fly anyway.
Oh yeah, okay. So back to you, Lyndon. You're grabbing on. You're holding onto this rock. You've got your fingers jammed into a crack or something.
Yeah, sort of dig my legs down so I can actually hold on to my bow and try to figure out something.
Okay.
So I have no idea where this bubble starts and stops.
No, yeah. Well, probably you'd see debris, falling from the ground. Only rocks and all these giant rib cages and things and ribs are all sailing up into the sky.
No wonder this doesn't really help my accuracy.
Yep. So you can trying to anchor yourself is going to be a bit like if you want to stick your toes in a crack.
Yeah.
You can try that, but that'll require another saving throw to try and hang on. I think, or some. Yeah, I think that's probably simplest.
No, in that instance, Lyndon sees the big one the rock grinder's taken care of.
Yep.
And the small one isn't, so he's just going to try to get a bead on the driver or a tire and hold his action until the reverse gravity drops. Okay. Because even if he shoots an arrow, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can just fly up. Nothing will happen on your way up. It's when you fall down later. That's when the damage may kick in. But
I'm just going to hold my action.
Could you think of any other way to keep both vehicles in here?
Right.
Okay. All right. So you hear this, and the winch goes on the tow rope thing, and the wielder of the harpoon winches the tormentor back to ground level, so that at least two wheels are touching the ground, and it's now two other winged warriors go flying off. Let's see, to here. Draw swords. They're upside down. 121. One of them kills one of the imps and then attacks the hag, and the other one kills another. It's not an imp, it's a mad cat. Kills another one and kills another one. Now some of you might not see this because it's on top of the demon grinder. Nordy, you've got Lyndon, probably you've got a bit of an angle because you're off to one side, but Gungo, you're probably more directly under it. But you can hear that there's a big battle going on up the top. Slash, and you can see the corpses of dead gnomes flying up in the air. Or scattering off from the sides and also sailing up. I guess the whole thing, would it be hovering 100 feet in the air? It's a 100 feet thing? Yep. And that's where that's hovering there. Yep, so there's this littered corpses just floating about. And that's it. The demon grinder goes. The hag does something and vanishes, and the bizarre amalgam starts to twitch and wig out, and it goes into some sort of berserk frenzy and starts to wailing away on one of these warriors. Noida, you see one of the women knights sort of poking her head over the side and says, "Is there anything else you can do? You said you're going to help us out. That was our deal."
No, I just said I wanted to ride. You guys started killing each other. But I'll share with Lyndon and Ganga what they want.
Okay. Noida, it's your turn. You can do what you can do.
Right. I'm trying to be a lawful guy in hell, so I will cast Mass Suggestion. It's up to 12 creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Would that cover all of them?
Yep.
Alright, so 6th level Mass Suggestion, and still with thaumaturgy so everyone can hear me.
Yeah.
What? This is ridiculous. Why don't you just calm down and talk it out? Whatever differences you might have, I'm sure there is some amicable solution. If there isn't, we owe it to ourselves to at least try.
Okay.
There will be Wisdom 18 saves on it for everyone.
Okay. Hold on. 18 Wisdom. So we're just checking. All right. What have we got? Okay. Okay, and sorry, what was the statement? What was the intent? What are you trying to do?
The intent is to have it start fighting and start talking, and try to solve their differences in peaceful manner.
Okay. All right. One of them yells out, "This thing's berserk. It's going to keep fighting until it's destroyed."
Which one?
The knight calls down that this thing, pointing at the golem, is broken and faulty.
All right, then we can deal with that, I guess.
That might have been me. My bad. Sorry.
Gungo.
Okay, Gungo's...
You weren't blinked out. I just wanted to check. You weren't blinked out, were you?
He wasn't blinked out,
okay,
no.
All right, so what do you want to do?
So, How far up did he get flung up in the air by the reverse gravity then?
Yep. You could be 100 feet up in the air if you.
Okay, so he's floating just next to it there.
Yep.
He did. And it's just this guy that's on top now, isn't it?
And the two warriors.
Yeah. Okay.
From the other vehicle.
So, and they're flying. So Gunga's just gonna fly up over to the base of this thing. Now it's just floating in the air. I don't know how this would work. Yeah. Can he just tip it over?
Yeah. It's weightless because it's not weightless. It's not massless, but it's hovering in that space between reverse gravities between two.
Yep. He's just going to Superman it, push up from the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just going to go.
All right.
Push it up, turn it over.
Athletics then. All right. So you spin this thing, and the two angels sort of flap out. The vehicle tips over.
So he'll just be floating in midair, I guess.
Yeah. And this thing spins around, and the golem hurtles 100 feet to the ground.
Well, he won't fall, will he? He'll still be in the reverse gravity.
Oh, he's still up.
Oh, yeah, he'll go upwards.
Oh, yeah. But the vehicle's 100 feet up too, so he's just...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but he's underneath now. And hanging.
Yeah,
and probably sitting on it. Upside down. Yeah. So if the reverse gravity stops, he'd be like Wile E. Coyote. He'd hit the ground and then get a tractor land on him. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
That's Gungo done.
That's Gungo done. You see one of them look at you, Gungo, and give a bit of a three nods. Arched eyebrow. Lyndon, what do you want to do? Because you're both at the same height.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold my action. I'm just going to grin. No, I don't. Like...
All right.
Oopsie.
Tormentor goes. Ooh. Okay. So the rider on the back has put a seatbelt on. Buckled into the seat where the swivel gun is. The swivel gun is winched it right down, and she draws a longbow out, and like she's upside down effectively, but still sitting in this vehicle, and rather than aiming high for the arch thing, she sort of aims low. The golem is exposed to her now because she's shooting from the ground upwards, and she shoots the thing. She shoots it 3 times. She hits 3 times. Does 60 damage. Doesn't kill the thing. But he's got 3 arrows sticking in its head. These other 2 that are flying sort of look around and sheath swords and sort of flat back to still point blank range, but not within 5 feet, and they just ready. Actually, no, they will pull longbows out and just shoot twice. And again, 4 more arrows go into the thing. They all hit, does massive damage. The thing is still alive. Sort of ignoring the damage, it seems weird. But that's them. Oh God, what is this guy going to do? Okay. He starts attacking the demon grinder, and he pulls off a piece of metal from it and starts throwing it off the sides, and starts just sort of raging against the
Machine.
Rage Against the Machine. All right, Noida.
All right, I think that's my cue to drop the reverse gravity.
Okay, you hear the the buggy just go boom boom onto its onto its tires.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear this. It's like the Hans Gruber style fall from this thing. As it falls, you can roll the 10d6 damage for me.
D6. That's 6 and 4. Will be 10.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
Sorry, 32 total.
Okay, so the creature it was sort of standing on the thing with its own weight. So as soon as the reverse gravity goes, it pushes away from a little bit. Boom, and an instant later, crunch, as this bulldozer lands on the thing, and you can roll another 10d6.
4. I'll be 38.
38. Right. Okay, so it's probably about 15 feet below you, where you are on that little ledge, and you can see 2 feet poking out, Wicked Witch of the West style of the East. Otherwise, there's just this stain marking the ground. These 3 angelly looking characters sort of sheath their bows and alight and land down at the ground around the legs.
Okay. Would I know if my suggestion that they're compelled to resolve their differences in peaceful manner for the time being?
You don't know if they've passed or saved, but they don't look like they're aggressing you.
All right.
They're not even armed. They've got their swords and bows and things away.
Okay, got it.
And you hear this jump as this vehicle comes over. It's still got its engine running. And
fly down.
Yep. And they start going over to the vehicle and start rummaging around in it for scraps. One of them picks out a bag out of the thing. It goes chink, 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 ha ha, and then it shows the other one.
Half of this is ours.
Hey?
We helped.
Okay.
I can't. Don't go. We're saying that in common.
Sure. Try a persuasion for me.
I think you'd be going from when. Oh no, persuasion's good. Yeah. 24.
Okay.
Oh,
they
nice.
Say, "Well done, big guy," and they chink, 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 and they reach in and pull out a bunch of coins, and go and put them into your hand.
I'm going to take them and nod.
Okay, they're about yay big, almost the size of a saucer, made of iron. They've got some sort of rune inscribed in them, and writing around the side. There's a picture of a beautiful woman inside on, looking like a regal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the other side, there's this rune. She says, "Well, we split the spoils. You said you wanted to ride somewhere."
Yeah. In roughly that direction, pointing where the road pulls me.
Okay. It says, "Well, we are going in that direction. That's where we were, roughly where we're heading. But we're demon hunting. If you're up for a bit of an expedition, if you're willing to help us out with that, then you can ride with us." Where were you actually going? Do you need a lift somewhere specific?
Avernus, the capital city, I think it was, or somewhere nearby at least.
Yeah. Sorry. Is there any way where we can put our hooves up and rest?
Yeah, but if we're going to help you fight some demons, we'd want to be refreshed.
Oh, well, you can rest up while we're travelling.
Better than nothing.
There's the vehicle.
Torment.
It's got spiky wheels. It's got what looks like a bulldozer blade that might be able to be lowered and then lifted. That's what it did to the back wheel of the demon grinder. And there's a grappling hook at the back. You can't see it in this, but there's like a rear cockpit shooting backwards.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it won't be too long, but we'll be there's a rampaging demon group up ahead that we're hunting, and
yeah, all right.
We'll see what goes once we get to it.
Right.
Now I think with a long rest you can remove one level of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do say you look a bit bit under the weather, so and they open up and this hatch opens up and you can climb in. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a sauna, but somehow you are protected from the main oppressive environment.
All right. Before departure, I'll just call out to our guide if he's coming over.
They say guide and sort of look around, and this imp comes out. And he says he flaps on and says, "Sure, if the mistresses will allow it." And they say, "If he's with you, then he's with you."
Right. Sounds good then.
Okay, so you jump on this vehicle. They take off. One of them is always on the like up the top in the gun. Another one is driving the thing, and one of them is below decks with you. And she says, "So, what brings you here? What's going on?"
Just visiting. What's this word? Family. Old stomping grounds. That's the phrase.
Well, she says that they have no allegiance to anyone in hell. Like, she sort of catches on that you might, you're not willing to reveal too much in case of being on the wrong side, or that's what she's assuming. And she says we are independent agents.
Right.
That said, they don't like demons, and when there's a Gorostro on the rampage, it's no end of trouble.
Let's go get him then.
Yeah. So you're sort of not pestered too much for information after that. You get a chance to rest, and you manage to get a long rest as the thrum of the vehicle and the rocking of the travel allows you to have a bit of a fitful sleep.
Cool.
It is long rest though, so you're able to, I think, recover one of your exhaustion levels, and you don't gain any more. She says she must have not. She's after a bit of a rest, and you're sort of just travelling. She asks how the hell you survived. You must have not been here very long, because usually every hour you sort of lose some of your energies, and usually within a day most creatures just walking the wasteland are dead from exhaustion.
Oh.
Yeah, we're pretty tough and we haven't been here long.
Right. Bit of both then, I guess.
You're both, mate.
All right.
Actually, we're not that tough. It's more that we haven't been here long.
All right, I'll just jump.
Got me. I got skills on occasion.
I'll just jump back to the other map. You get a chance. There's like holes in the side, like a World War One, tracked vehicle. You can peek through. And they go shooting along this enormous crevasse. It's more like the Grand Canyon type of deal. And she says, "Oh, that's the pit of Ch8. Somewhere down there, there's some sort of demon lord and chained up."
Right. Ooh, was that big guy?
Oh, that's a marker for where there's another pit fiend in residence. So we need to just watch out, keep away.
Okay.
Okay, so that's about a day's travel from there. And after that, let's see. Oh. Vision. Okay. They say, get ready. We may be into a bit of trouble. We've got to try and get across the pit of Ch8. And one of the warriors turns to you, Gungo. Can I need one of those coins.
We'll use one of yours.
It's we are, but we need you to chip in because this is fuel. And what you see is every now and then they put one of their coins into this little furnace, like putting coal into a furnace. They toss it in, and you hear this little scream, and then the engine roars to life a bit brighter.
All right.
She's effectively asking you to go halves in the fuel bill.
I get to have. Okay, but I get to have a drive.
Okay. Have you got any demonica?
Right.
No,
Demonica?
I don't think we do.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Should
Well,
we?
I think we should go and have a rummage through. Only if you're good, scouting and searching, observant types.
I'm relatively observant. I can play lookout if you need me to.
Okay. Well, if you want to do a survival for me, noting any exhaustion you might have. I don't think you are right now.
No, not right now.
Okay.
21.
All right. So you scooch back along here and follow the line of some debris, some bones, and you find what looks like the remains of a large battle between demons and devils, presumably another blood war battle plane. And you do find some demonica, and you're able to get out, and you find a couple of puddles of it, probably enough to scoop up maybe 3 vials worth if you want it.
Yep.
Okay. So give one to...
What can you do with it?
She wants it for the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Guess you gotta grease up those gears.
Yeah, well, she says you'll see. And they then approach this... there's 2 almost castles, not quite, like 2 towers on either side of a bridge. And they say, we need to get across here, but I don't want to pay the toll, so we're just going to put the foot down.
Okay.
Have you got any ranged attacks?
Yeah, I can help with that.
Okay, so we won't do the initiative and dice rolls and things. I just need to know in what way you're helping in this, or any other skills you've got that can help them to blast through the blockade without interference.
I could. So you have this harpoon thing, right?
Yeah.
I could cast darkness on the tip of the harpoon. And you can shoot it in the tower, and the darkness will cover the tower.
Nice. Okay, so we'll try and block out one with combination of magic and the harpoon. The harpoon's like a ballista, so they don't have to have a chain and attach it like a harpoon. Lyndon, you're just going to be a hail of fire.
Yep, I've got good perception, so if you just pick out the high value targets, I can snipe them down.
Nice, okay. And what about you?
Gungo, do we have to bust through anything? Or is it just taking guards out while we rush through?
But it's unlikely. But if you could help with the vehicle, if you've got.
No, that's all right. He'll just get out his pistol and he'll take some pot shots as well at some.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Doesn't do that very often.
All right. Yeah. All right. So you go blatting at this gap in full speed. You start to take fire in form of mini fireballs, and you can see that there's devils on the top, and they conjure it. They're covered in spikes. They conjure little balls of flame about the size of a basketball, and hurl it. And so there's all these. You're taking sort of artillery fire. The tormentor starts taking evasive actions. Lyndon, can you just roll me a? We won't go with 2 hit roll, but it's just about how effective it is. We'll get you to do 1 to hit roll with advantage, and for your contribution via your arrow fire, I'll get you to do the same. Oh, natural 20. All right. So one of them really buddies up with you and goes on the, gets the spyglass out. 2 points to the left, strapped in the eyes. 2 points to the right, the second one. Here, get him. He's conjured his fire. You just make him drop it. And the fires all start in the tower. And you, with the help of your spotter that you requested, like a surgeon, on the other side, I'll get an Arcana from Noida.
All right. Arcana. -2.
Ooh.
So 9.
Okay, so you do the darkness. The darkness goes off. And it helps somewhat in reducing the fire that you take.
Right.
So that would be a 9. Is that right? You should have advantage
yes.
on the roll though.
Advantage. Okay.
Yeah. Same as Lyndon.
I'll roll again. Okay, come on.
It's simulating that you've got Erinyes helping you out, giving you advantage between the two of you.
All right. So in that case, it'll be 22.
22. Okay. All right. Awesome. So the other side of the tower gets blacked out with darkness. There's still some things that come sailing through, but others that don't. You probably think that some of them have got devil sight and ignore darkness, but others do not. Gungo. I'll get you to do your, with advantage, roll to hit rolls with that pistol of yours.
All right, let's have a look. Oops. 25.
Okay, nice. All right, so you also, much like Lyndon, blast away at some of the things that take flight and come to try and intercept. So there's winged devils that take flight and try to come in the way, and they're little ones, little spined devils, but you're taking out the trash, and the vehicle, the driver opens up where these soul coins go, pops the cap on the demonica and says, "Are you ready?" And she tips it into the thing, and suddenly it's like witness me time. And the thing blasts at like about 150 movement rate, and she sprints. So it goes 300 in a round, but only for 5 rounds. Okay, so for 5 rounds is probably enough to get across the bridge in entirety, or maybe not. But you're well out of any artillery range within a couple of rounds, and then you spend a couple of hours getting to the other side. Erinyes seem very impressed, and one of them suggests, "Well, are you guys look like putting down roots or joining a band. We might be able to have room on this vehicle, or if we can find a couple of Devil's Rides, something. I think we know where there's one stashed up ahead. We could form a larger group.
Oh,
yeah. I'll be live. I did say that was kind of fun. So maybe later.
Okay. All right. Okay, they come driving up. Lyndon, can you do me another survival roll? This is for the same, just helping out with the navigation, avoiding obstacles.
23.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you go past a line of volcanoes, and they pull over, and say we've got a spot here, and drive in between the two volcanoes, and there looks like there's lots of debris made of iron, like scrapped hellish, machines, and they hop out and start hauling stuff away, so rusty tin and so on. Pull one aside, and there's this two-wheeled vehicle there. And so there's ones that's still in operation, but we just haven't needed it with the three of us.
oh.
And so if you want to channel if any of you want to channel your inner Mad Max, there's another vehicle that can be ridden.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll show you a picture. It looks like a Mad Max style motorbike. You could have two on it, run riding on the back, just like on the back of a motorbike. The seat's enough that you could sit in it with free hands, but then the other person would need to at least have one hand on the controls.
All right. Probably not the wisest idea, but could you tie me with a rope and fly me like a kite on my wings?
Sounds just reckless enough to actually.
You'll probably strain a wing joint or something.
Yeah, I figured.
You'd be like a kite.
Alright. Okay, a more serious idea. It would only work for like an hour, I think. But I do have a potion of diminution.
I mean, look, if someone wants to drive it, I can sit in the back and just pick off targets as we go.
What are you going to do to drive it?
There's two handles, and you twist one, and it goes faster. And there's a little lever, and there's a bit of the pedals for your feet. You can do something with them to sort of.
Is there a proficiency though?
Sorry.
Is there a proficiency that you?
Land vehicles?
Yeah, vehicles, land vehicles.
I think fighters usually get that.
Does anyone have proficiency in that?
That's the tool proficiency, but you could just use straight, dexterity.
Dexterity.
I could give it a crack. It could be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're both.
Lyndon hops in the saddle and just starts trying to pop wheelies.
Okay.
You'll be both the best driver, but also the best. You'd probably be the best passenger as well, though, with your bow. I mean, I can try and drive it. I'm
okay give it a shot. We'll see how it goes, and I'll jump in the back.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll just check what map we're in. I'll come back to the other map. Paste here.
The best combo would be Felwyn driving with Lyndon on the back.
Okay, so there is the Devil's Ride. Lyndon is on the back. I'll just to front. Gunko, you're riding the thing.
Oh, I've got a feeling we're going down, Lyndon.
Yeah. Does the bike come with a full set of helmets?
No helmets.
I forget.
Now Noida.
I mean, technically, I'm already wearing levers. It's fine.
Yep. Noida, can you roll a charisma check for me?
Charisma check. Okay. Okay, not 20 with -2, so 23.
Okay. One of these Erinys seems to take a bit of a shine to you, and she lends you a jacket with lots of metal studs and things on it.
Thank you.
It's got an enormous collar that can zip up all the way, but generally she says, no, have it down to about here.
Okay.
It's got a couple of metal shoulder pads just riveted onto it.
Little studs.
Yeah, it's a little bit dusty. It's a little bit scuffed. Just enough to look edgy.
Right. Oh, I do have prestidigitation. Okay, I'll prestidigitate like a gang insignia on the back of the jacket.
Nice.
I'll be like stance of order.
Okay. All right. So with that, Gunko, do a bit of a donut, and go fanging off. You're sort of. Are you going to go in one after the other, or side by side, or are you going to?
Yeah, side by side, I think, so they can see when we fall off.
Yeah. Okay. And one of the knights will be in the hull, but Noida, if you want to come up and sort of ride in the cockpit, you can.
Yep. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. What are we at? Almost 11. We might make it a shorter session today, rather than getting into a. Let's see. I'm just going to scooch us back to the main map. Do a bit of navigation. Where are we? Here we go. Close this out. All right, and they spend another day going past some enormous creatures in corpses, more recently slain. There's also battle engines, larger battle engines. Looks like maybe one of those knife-shaped Star Destroyer things, the flying fortresses. Looks like one of those has crashed as well. Looks like the opening scene of was it episode 1? Okay, you see another. You go pretty closely past another tower, and I've got a handout for that one.
Right.
Getting there. There it is. And there's this tower, and you ask, what's that? She said, oh, that's a special place in hell. There's only one occupant, but yeah, they were trying to make Avernus great again, but everyone just ignored it, and it's a silly place. Let's not go there. And they drive on past.
What did that guy do?
Sorry?
What did that guy do?
I don't know. Something in his homeworld. Something to well deserved a spot, a special place. Okay, and then we move on. All right. This lumbering hulk comes, lurching out of the ash and smog in the distance, and they say that's it. And as you get closer, you can see what I don't know, bigger than a giant, maybe as big as a storm giant or something. It's this huge bipedal hulking demon, and it's got a howdah on its shoulders, and there's lots of other demons and things look like hanging off the top of it. And they say this thing's probably fairly anti-magic. If you're going to use magic, you probably need to affect its, use it on yourselves to buff yourselves. They say we're going to ride in really close and take to the skies, and we'll take out the things in the howdah. We're going to go and fly straight in, swords flashing. We're going to be able to fly, so what they want you to do is take out the big beast.
Wow. All right.
We can do that.
We could do the. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
The vehicles. They don't really want to risk the vehicles, so rather than use the vehicles as part of the battle, and maybe have this Gorostro pick the vehicle up and just toss it. They'd prefer to just go in pretty close and then go in on foot, like it's pretty slow. So there's the extra speed given by the vehicles is not that big a drama.
Might be a farcical, but one time I saw this play called Stellar Combat, and they were fighting this giant walking thing, and they would just like fly around its legs with a rope to a twitch.
Yep. Now that might trip it over and bring the people on the top down. So you could try that.
Let's try it.
They're still worried, that one of them says, "Well, what if it grabs the rope and pulls the vehicle in, like a fish?"
No, I mean, you said you were flying. I thought you could like fly very fast around its legs.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's any rope that's strong enough that we'd be able to hold its.
Yeah.
Good idea, though.
Yeah. I would make a movie about it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to drag you all to a new map.
Right.
Now you can try. There's lots of debris all over the place, so you can try and stealth in, or you can just rush in.
Can stealth in, but before that, if you have some like strategy and preparation time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would cast the regeneration on myself.
Okay.
So I tend to go down recently with the staff, and it is a demon. So I think we can start off with fourth level intellect fortress with spending one sorcery point to make it to 5th level. So all three of us would have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Okay.
Nice.
So just put the spells into the chat there if you can. That would be good.
Yep. Coming up. Intellect fortress. Difficult 5th level. And regeneration, basically all will do is that I regain 1 hit point every round for an hour. So even if I go down, it will automatically bring me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just scooching back to the map and put a token on there for you. Okay, Intellect Fortress.
Yep.
4th level or higher. So you're up. So I missed if you're upcasting that.
Yeah, so I cast it at 4th level, and then spending one sorcery point, I can make it effectively 5th level.
Okay.
So then it can target 2 extra creatures, so 3 of us.
Save. Okay. Aha. Right. Sorry. Okay, so I'll open up the initiative order, clearing it out, move turns, and I'll get everyone to put yourselves in.
-2, so 12.
Okay. Are you still?
I don't think I've rolled above a 10 on initiative this entire campaign.
Okay.
Okay. Add turn.
Would Gungo like a little boost?
What sort of boost is that?
Easier to move around, harder to be grappled or restrained.
Oh, well, I mean, you can use it on yourself if you like, but if you want to throw it
I
my way...
won't be in the thick of it, so it's less of a boom for me.
Oh, well, yeah, go for it. I'll take whatever you can throw my way. Thanks.
Okay, and Lyndon, I didn't see your initiative come in.
14.
14. D20 rolls with exhaustion. Remember everyone, just in case any of you got it.
Yep. I think only me.
Seeing Gungo's looking a little tired, I just give him a friendly tap on the shoulder and was like, "Don't worry, you got this."
All right. Okay, so you hop out of the vehicle, go stalking off, cast your Intellect Fortress, concentration, cast your Freedom of Movement. Freedom of Movement, who's it on, Lyndon?
Gungo.
Gungo, so Gungo's got the Freedom of Movement. You could put a token or something if you want. I think there's a Fortress token too if you want to show that, but I think that's affecting everyone.
Yeah.
And this enormous demon sort of sniffs. There's a shout from the back, and it comes sort of lumbering in your direction. It's still pretty quick, but nothing compared to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seeing that, Lyndon immediately goes invisible.
Okay. In reaction to what though?
Seeing the massive thing walk in, he casts greater invisibility on himself.
Okay, or he'll have to do that on his turn.
Yeah, all right.
On your initiative. Okay, it comes charging in. And to a hail of longbow fire from the warriors. However, Noida, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
All right. I'll fly up and away. 1, 2. So like 1, 2.
Okay.
Sorry, the grid is a bit confusing. 1, 2, 3. And then 15 feet up, it'll be 15 feet above that pile of junk.
Large, huge, there. Yep, and so you're 15 foot above the junk, which would give cover and so on if you wanted to be at at ground level. Okay, anything else from movement?
No. Yeah, I'll just start off with guiding bolt, first level. So first bonus action to activate my sorcery, innate sorcery, and then guiding bolt, which then is at advantage.
Okay.
Come on. 28 to hit.
28 hits. It does.
Right.
It is shaky.
So,
it does have tough hide, but that hits.
Yeah. So, well, 6 radiant, and next attack against it has advantage.
Nice. Okay. Guiding bolt hit.
And that's it.
Negative advantage for the next hit to go for it. Who is next? That's Noida, so Gunko.
I think is Lyndon. Oh, did Lyndon cast invisibility?
Oh, Lyndon, yeah.
Because I think Lyndon got 14.
Looks a bit wonky on the screen here.
I think Lyndon should have gone first.
Yeah, Linda's before me. Should have it, please.
Oh yeah, okay, Lyndon. Because I added you in later. That's what's happened after
Yeah,
the sort.
that's right.
Let's go. Lyndon, we'll put you now.
Yeah. So bonus action, he'll cast. Actually, no, he can't cast 2 spells, so he won't. He's just gonna go and hide in the corner here and cast greater invisibility on himself. That's all he's gonna do.
Okay, great invisibility goes off. What happens down here? Just checking for visibility business. Okay, do your stealth roll. Oh, you're doing stealth, or is that as a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide, so it should be
do the hide
at advantage.
At advantage because you're invisible.
35, nat 20.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we've got a nat 20 for the hiding. As long as they can't see you, and we move to Gungo.
Okay, Gungo will move to here. He'll rage. So that guy will have to make a DC 16 dexterity save.
Okay. Which you fail. Oh no, it passes. 18.
So he'll take half that 2 lightning damage.
Okay.
Will hurl the trident. An advantage.
Yep.
29.
29 hits. Now, is the advantage because you're raging or reckless? Or...
No, that was because the guiding bolt.
Oh, yeah. Hits.
So 13 damage. He'll need to make a DC 19 Constitution check.
Okay.
Because of the topple, or topple from the trident, or be prone.
Just check if he's has one size larger, or if because he's more than one size larger sometimes.
Doesn't say topple. If you hit a creature, you can force. It doesn't actually say about anything about size.
Okay.
It is a bit silly, isn't it?
Yep. Nothing about size?
Yeah, normally
we can use that. We can have a look at it. Most of the things that knock stuff down, if it's a physical ability, is up to one size larger.
One size bigger.
Like grappling and picking things up. That's okay. We'll benefit of the doubt. So you, what did he need? A 19?
19, yeah.
He did pass. All right.
Okay. And then move in the last 5 feet. Get out temerity and hit him. 17.
17 misses.
Alright. And then his movement's only 30 feet. Or did freedom of movement give him anything? Okay, so he can move out of melee and not provoke an opportunity attack.
Okay.
So he'll just move to there. I think he's got 5 more feet there in line with the Angels. That'll be him done.
All right. Spends half its movement. Was it knocked back or knocked down? It was knocked back, wasn't it?
It was prone, yeah.
Prone. Okay, so he gets up.
Oh, I would have been an advantage. I would have been an advantage with temerity then.
Yep, for being
30.
Okay.
Yeah,
right,
the first attack.
Yeah, so that would have been 11, 25 damage.
Nice. Okay.
And then he would have moved away.
Yep, no worries.
That's better.
And
does he have a health bar, this fellow?
Oh yeah, I'll show it to you. This good fellow. See, save. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
All right. So he gets up. You're raging, aren't you, Gunko?
Raging, but not reckless.
Yeah. Okay. So he stands up, puts his horns down, or puts his head down, and tries to. He looks like a giant minotaur, actually.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, sailing in, and he. Tries to hit you with his horns. Hits you. Does it's coming. Oh, here we go. Does 29 piercing and another 38 on top of that.
29 plus. What's the 38 for? So what sort of?
So it's more piercing damage, single attack. So if you wanted to.
So that was one single attack. So that's 29 plus 38. What's that?
Yep.
50, 67?
67.
So I'm raging. That'll make it 33. And then I'll uncanny dodge it as a reaction to make it 16.
Nice.
Okay.
Whoa.
And he and you have to do a strength saving throw.
Okay. 13.
Okay, so he with those horns he sort of blasts you 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 feet, and keeps on going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stops. I think stops there. He might stop a little bit further back. No, that's it. Okay, and you hit this. There's a bit of debris just there that you just slammed you back into. So that was a gore, and then he just punches you twice. Coming right up. That hits and does 21 damage, bludgeoning.
Okay.
Oh. And the next one does 36 damage. Bludgeoning.
36, okay.
Yeah, you need to halve these if you're raging.
Yep. I've taken care of that.
And that's...
Doesn't like the hit points are translating through though on the token. Oh yeah, it does.
That's his turn. Says you're on 103.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like it's made my bar move at all.
No.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, you got 1/3 missing, so maybe.
Yeah. It's got a right. Yeah.
Go astray. So Lyndon, Noida, I can't see in the turn order. What did you have?
12.
Okay, so you I think would be next because we had the order. Lyndon going just after you.
Oh, all right.
Go for it.
Okay. I'll go another 15. Not 15. 25 feet up
Okay.
because I'm exhausted. And did he take? Did he seem to take full damage from the guiding bolt, or
He did.
was it part of his? Okay. So more of the same, but this time I'll do it at second level.
Okay. And Gungo's prone at his feet, for what that's worth.
Oh, okay. Okay, I missed that part. In that case, I will, at 5th level, bestow Curse on the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, I don't know if it'll work, but yeah, and I'll display it at 5th level, so it doesn't require concentration. And
You have to touch it.
the touch. Oh, that's right, it's touch. Okay, I guess I'll fly in then.
Okay.
Instead of up.
3. Yep. All right. Fly in. Try to touch it. You'd
Yeah,
have to roll to
you
hit.
will, yeah.
Or a spell attack.
No, it isn't.
Succeed.
Doesn't say.
Oh, that's
Just
weird.
as you touch a creature,
Oh my god.
you must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw.
So what if chill touch is like that? I think they've when you've got to touch something, usually it's a spell attack roll. It's weird that it just has to save.
Yeah, but chill touch was also like at range.
Yeah.
So you get like 30-foot range.
All right. Well, another
bit weird.
5.5 weird one. Okay, but save or
Yeah.
2 hits. So it has to save, and what does it need?
Yeah, it's a Wisdom save, and I want it as the curse is that in combat the target must succeed on Wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turn, or be forced to take dodge action on that turn.
Okay. Wisdom 14. So I
Yep.
think that's a fail. Choose
Yeah, it's a 19. Is it? So at the start of his turn, he needs to roll the save again. Every time he fails, he can only dodge on that turn for his action.
Okay. So it gets a save at the end of its turn.
Start.
Start of its turn. Okay. All right. Cool. So it's now accursed. Lyndon, what do you want to do?
Lyndon's going to move back. And assuming because he's invisible, he's going to have advantage on his attack rolls. So he's just going to take a shot.
Is it improved?
Greater invisibility, and I'm hiding
Greater, yeah.
with an at 20, so I assume I have advantage.
You do.
So 28.
Hits.
So he's going to take double ones, 9 damage, and I'm going to throw in a dreadful strike as well. So he takes 15 psychic damage on top of that.
Nice.
Okay. Magic bow, just checking.
Yep. Radiant damage. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It does. Well, it does full.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then second attack. 20 to 28 to hit.
28 hits.
And then 12 damage. And then for his bonus action, he's just going to cast Hunter's Mark on him, which will drop my greater invisibility.
Okay.
And then he's just going to use the last of his movement to run away a little bit more.
Okay.
And that's everything.
All right. Lyndon, that's you done. Gungo.
Alright, Gungo's gonna bring up, attack this thing recklessly with temerity.
Okay.
29,
Nice.
so that'll be
Hits.
33 damage.
Oof.
Now, I just want to. So with Temerity, he'll use his bonus action attack and attack with Temerity again. 25.
25 hits.
So that'll be 11 damage. He'll drop his. Sorry, Nord, are you in melee with this thing?
Yeah.
You are?
Okay.
Yep. He'll drop Temerity, pull out the Mace of Disruption, and then hit with that.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
So, assuming that it's a
Fiend.
Fiend, it's going to do 12 plus 14, 20, 28 damage. Yeah, 28 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'll stay in melee.
Yep.
That'll be Gungo done.
Okay. Right, so he comes in and goes you, Gungo.
He starts his turn with a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
DC 19.
Let's put 2d20s.
I think that saves.
17. Is a pass. So,
Right. The spell still keeps going for 8 hours.
Oh, okay. So
Yes, for 8 hours every turn.
okay. So next turn it has to save again because it's cursed.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't throw the
Or
curse.
until he has, unless he has like the spell curse or something.
Yeah, sure. No worries. All right. So it's, each turn there's a chance that it's going to just dodge.
Do nothing. Yeah.
Okay. So for this round though, it's going to.
Because I hit him with the mace. Because I hit him with the mace, he'll be disadvantaged for his first attack.
Okay. All right. It's going to punch at you, Noda.
Disadvantage because of displacement, but I guess.
Yeah, it's going to hit. Oh no, I have to roll twice. That's what I'll do. Okay.
Awesome sound effects as well, by the way.
So yeah, this is called Demon Combat. All right, it hits you, Noda.
Shield.
Okay. And what class does that make you?
22.
Okay. In that case, it misses. It'll punch again.
Yeah.
Which does hit.
Still disadvantage.
Yeah, with the disadvantage it hits and does 18 bludgeoning.
Okay. 18. Got it.
Any concentration that might get blocked from that?
Yep. Coming right up. Advantage. Well, 21. That saves.
Yeah, that saves. Okay, and then it's going to hit you with its horns. It didn't get to charge because you're right there, so it doesn't do the extra damage.
This one straight roll because I took damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's armor class 29, so it's going to do 47 damage.
Oh, okay, 47. So my save will be 23.
Yep.
There goes nothing.
Oh, 23! Nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's as good as it could do. Lyndon.
Yeah.
Lyndon's just going to take 2 shots from downtown.
Okay.
So first one's a 29.
Hits.
That's 20 damage.
Nice.
And second one, 18.
18 is a miss.
And then bonus action wise, that's not a lot I can do. No, I'm just going to sit there and go bugger.
Okay, Gunko, you're right there. Temerity, no, the mace in hand.
Mace in hand, he will attack recklessly.
Okay.
28.
Oh, nice. That
So-
hits.
So it's 22 damage. Hit again. Yeah, hit again. He'll bonus action. He'll fire off his aura, so it'll have to make a DC 16 dexterity save.
Okay.
Take 5 or 2 electrical damage or lightning damage.
Dexterity. Okay, it saves.
Okay, so 2, and then have the second attack with the mace.
Okay. So you're only doing tiny damage with electricity, but after a couple of tries, you realise that it's flinching, it's causing pain, but it's probably resisting.
That's alright.
Mace.
24.
Yep, hits.
So that'll be 16 damage.
Okay.
And if it's getting below 20, anywhere near 25, it's going to have to start making
Okay,
saves,
I'll
but I
let you
don't
know.
think it is.
25. All right.
Alright, that's him done.
Okay. The Gorostro goes again.
Wisdom save.
A save, yes.
Yep.
12. I have to look up its plus. What did you say? Wisdom, wasn't it?
Yep, wisdom, DC 19.
That's a fail. It takes the dodge action.
Yay.
And we move straight on to Noda.
I mean, he still can move or use bonus action, so
Yep.
whatever he has. Just the action has to be dodge action.
It's just gonna do that.
Alright, so then 5th level Mask Cure Wounds. Okay, 28 healing for me and Gango.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very
And maybe
nice.
the flying help us if they are damaged. But I don't think you're rolling for it.
Yeah, no, okay. There's a fight going on up above the Gorostro.
Right.
Lyndon.
And
Noda?
sorry, I'll just risk moving away. My cloak is back up, so there will be disadvantage if he tries to swing.
Okay. He'll lash out with disadvantage. Is that right? What you were saying?
Yep, with disadvantage because of the cloak. It restarts at the start of my turn.
Okay. Hits you? Hang on, let me just check that. No, it
Right,
doesn't.
it's my turn, so I cannot. Oh, okay.
Hang on, let me just check.
Yeah.
Yep, it misses.
Right.
You can
Good,
avoid
because the new spell rules also basically make it impossible for me to shield on my turn
Yeah.
after casting a spell.
Alright, Lyndon.
Rinse and repeat. Couple of shots from downtown.
Okay.
Nat 1,
Oh no.
which I re-roll as a halfling,
Yeah.
but it turns into a 23.
Hits.
The guy is taking dodge
He's
action though,
dodging,
so
so it's disadvantage.
yeah.
Okay, so hold on. 23.
Okay, that hits then.
Nice.
So he takes 20 damage,
Okay.
and then second attack. Why do you... 15 if it's a disadvantage. I don't know why it rolls 3 dice when I tell it to roll with advantage. It's very weird. But anyway, 15 to hit, I'm assuming misses.
Misses, yeah.
Yeah. And that is all I've got.
Okay. It's riddled with arrows. It's been slashed and bashed at the kneecaps. Not on its last legs, but seriously bloodied and demonically cross. Gungo, what do you want to do?
Same let off his aura, so DC 16 Dex save,
Okay.
2 or 1 damage. But it's going to be 1 damage anyway.
Yep.
And then he'll recklessly, which I guess will make a flat roll with him dodging. That's going to be a miss.
Okay.
24.
That's with the disadvantage. That will hit.
Well, it's a flat roll because I'm taking recklessly, so that'll be 24 damage.
Okay, still not enough to disrupt it.
Cheeky, right.
Okay. Here's the saving throw now, start of his turn, I believe.
Yep, everything.
Coming up. It fails, takes the dodge action. But it's going to move to him. Noida, what do you want to do?
Right. So. I guess I will let him take a swing. I guess I will try to fly away again.
Okay. At disadvantage.
Yep.
What's your armor class right now, Noida?
Right now 17.
Okay, it hits.
Okay, I will shield.
Okay, the shield will make it miss.
Alright. So now I can only cast a cantrip, so we'll go for third burst. And that's 27 to hit.
Nice, hits. Oh, with the disadvantage?
Advantage. Oh, he's taking the other check, so that would be straight to. What was the other roll? It doesn't show me. I'll check in the end. Just a sec. What are the rolls? It was. Oh, it was 2, so miss.
Okay. Alright, then we move to Lyndon.
Still at a disadvantage, so we have 15 to hit on the first shot. Think that misses.
Okay.
And second shot. 28 to hit.
28 hits.
So he's going to take. Oh, he can have another one of these while. So he takes 16 piercing damage, and he takes an extra. Five psychic damage.
Alright. Okay, he's almost most worthy. Go.
Okay, DC 16, dex save.
Okay.
Takes 6 or 3 lightning damage.
Dexterity. Okay, he passes that.
3 lightning.
Okay.
He's dodging again, isn't he? So I'll smash the mace down on his foot. 28.
That hits. Are you reckless?
Yep. 22.
22
damage.
Hits.
Yep.
Damage. Okay.
And if he's below 25, he needs to make a.
Yeah. So just check that mace. Is it? Has he got 25 after the damage, or 25 when you?
Yeah, it's after damage.
Yeah. Okay.
After the damage.
And then what needs to happen? Okay.
He can make a DC 15 wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, yeah. So he saves it. Doesn't disrupt him.
Okay. So he is frightened.
Nice. Okay. Weird look.
And then with the second attack after hitting him in the foot, he's going to bring it up and hit him right underneath the chin.
Nice.
14, but misses.
Oh, misses. Okay. He gets to go, and he gets a saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, he passes.
Oh.
Right,
so he can act.
I am, yes.
Okay.
And the first attack will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because I hit with the mace.
Alright.
With the sap ability.
Hits at disadvantage and misses.
Well, it'll be flat roll. So.
Second flat roll.
All the rest will be at normal.
At normal.
So they'll be at advantage.
Oh, okay. Alright, so that will hit. And do 19 bludgeoning damage. And then he hits you with his horns and does 43.
Uncanny dodge that one, so that'll be 43 half, will be 21 half.
Yeah. Last gasp of the Gorostro. Nordy, your turn.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but earlier I was rolling concentration check for Intellect Fortress. I should have dropped it because I take -2 to my concentration checks.
Oh, well. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so Intellect Fortress is gone, and I'll do another Sorcerer's Burst. Alright. Come on, D&D. Sorry, lagging a bit.
What does he have to do? Saving throw?
No, it's to hit.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't reload.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yep. No, I got advantage because of the innate sorcerer. 18 to hit.
18 misses.
-2, 16. Oh, misses. Okay. Yeah.
Anything else, Lyndon, up your sleeve?
No.
Okay.
Save my resources for later.
Okay, Lyndon.
Straight roll this time. 26 to hit.
Nice.
Bang.
20 damage.
Okay, so you do the 20 damage,
Nice.
and boom, the arrow buries in its neck. It sort of wheels and tumbles. It's raining little devils from above. The thing sort of drops to its knees and then sort of sits down and turns its head to one side and then just crunch. You can see 3 flying warriors above, and their swords are all covered in demon ichor. The demon eventually starts to melt, and over the course of 2 or 3 rounds is completely gone, and what's left behind is this chromatic sludge.
I'm going to get you to take a photo of me, Noida.
Sorry, what? What?
I want you to take a photo of me with it.
Yes.
Wait. Okay. I'll see what I can find. I'll just start going through the scraps with event photography. Dude, is it the chromatic ichor? Is it the same one we saw around the Iron Giant?
No, it's more
There's
like
a pool?
it's more like the demon ichor that you poured into the vehicle.
Okay.
The others come down and pull out a vial each, and they said, well, we've got 3 spares from stuff that we've been pouring in, so we'll try and fill them up. There's a little bit more if you've got a spare glass vial, but you need to have it on the sheet. Or toss something else. Tip something else.
What do we got?
Lyndon, how many bottles of wine do we have left?
I just start pouring one out. I'm sure there's at least one left.
Yeah, pour it in my mouth.
Pour them in your mouth.
All right, you quickly take a swig and then empty one of the bottles.
Yeah.
And then try to scoop up some of the ichor. Lyndon, are you trying to put it in?
Yeah, I'll try to put it in.
Okay. Can you try a sleight of hand for me?
Nine.
Ooh, okay.
It's gonna go away.
I can get rid of the demon battle sounds. No, 2 color.
Right. Gengar, how are you on HP?
I'm down by a third-ish.
Alright. So...
No, sorry, a quarter.
Oh, okay. I think 4 will be good enough. I will transfer some of my life to you.
Oh, you don't need to do that.
It's okay. I'm under regeneration, so it's 27 times 2, 54. Healing 2.
Oh, healed up, thank you.
Yeah. I take 27. And then for remaining of the hour, which is I think like 7 minutes. Once per round I regain 1 hit point. So
Okay, Lyndon. You get some of this demon ichor on your skin. And it starts to sort of seep in and straight away. Can you do a con saving throw for me?
$50.
Okay, alright, so you've sort of flick it off, and you felt something changing on your hand there for a moment, and then it stops. You manage to wipe it off, get it off, roll your hand in sand or whatnot. And one of the others says to you, "Oh, lucky you got that off quickly. It's good for Avernus engines, but it has a flash warping effect if it gets on your skin."
Now you tell me?
Can you get some for us then?
Hey?
With your flesh?
Well, I've seen people's lungs and stomach fuse into one organ. And so after that point, every time they breathe out, bile comes. I've seen them grow wings and spiked tails.
Would it happen to you though, Devil, if you touched it?
Yeah, I don't think it would. It doesn't. We're a little bit more resilient.
Yeah, well, can't you fill it up for us then?
I'm not touching it. They filled up their own.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Yeah. They've seen fingers turn into tongues.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not good stuff. Try not to get it. Try not to get it on your skin.
Right, we're taking it in turns from here on out.
Okay.
I'm just bluffing.
All right. Okay. So you pile back to the vehicles. All of these demons are banished back to the abyss. Successful excursion on behalf of the people, the 3 Erinyes. They say, "Well, thanks for that. That's great." Asking again, are you going to willing to join the warband?
Perhaps I think we have some business first to take care of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you mortals, sleep. So after maybe 5 sleeps, if you're in the vicinity of Fort Knucklebone, we can meet you there and we can join forces.
All right.
Can you give us any help or ideas about how to shield ourselves from the environment?
It's more about travel across or exposure, and in the open to Avernus. So if you travel within these vehicles, you'll be fine. Even if you're riding the Devil's Ride, the motorbike thing, you'll be fine as well. Where are you trying to get to? Maybe we can just give you a lift.
That way.
We don't know yet. We're looking for someone.
That way.
And something.
That way's
Yes.
Let's jump back to this map. So this time, I'll bring you all here. Shift ping. That direction, it's actually not not that far. Once you cross the River Styx again, you will find yourselves approaching Tiamat's lair, or the Red Belvedere.
Yeah.
All right.
Red
I
Belvedere.
think that's where we have to go.
The Red Belvedere is a casino.
The Red Belvedere.
Okay. So do you happen to know if there's a henchman or second in command for Tiamat? Goes by Arkan.
There's a tower.
Yeah.
Where the Tower of Arkan the Cruel, if that's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say they're willing to, drop you, take you near the tower, which is, less than a day's walk to the Red Belvedere and Tiamat's lair.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Good.
All right. The problem is getting across.
Hey, Nerdy, what's your girlfriend's name?
Yeah.
You'll blush purple.
Right.
Auntie Entity.
Auntie Entity. That's Tina Turner in Thunderdome. But there's 3. What did you say? Kill Purple. We should be looking up roller derby names, shouldn't we? They're classic for Avernus. Avernus Devils. Okay, so you travel for another day, get to the edge of the River Styx. The problem is how to get the Tormentor across. They've done so before by paying, like a magic item, pay the ferryman, get a barge, or soul coins. Right. You've got 6 soul coins on you after spending 1 in the Devil's Ride.
I have Potion of Diminution. I don't think it will ever come handy. Good Potion of Invisibility.
The one-use items wouldn't cut it. They'd want something permanent. It can be minor, but so long as it's an ongoing enchantment.
I could probably give up a dagger or something like that.
Okay. If you're willing to give up a dagger, they navigate to this enormous barge. It probably could take a demon grinder for that matter, but and there's the similar chains to what you saw on the ground before, and there's this huge iron winches, and you pay your, what have you got, dagger +1 or something? Gunga?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so you pay the price, the dagger +1, and these Styx devils, and they're not actually devils; they're just fiends from the lower planes. Very grim reapery looking, skeletal with robes and hoods. Operate these barges, and you ride both vehicles. You all can get on there, and ferries you across.
Don't go on. Give the dagger to him until we get to the other side.
Yeah. Okay.
He said the song.
Yeah. Billy Joel says, Billy Idol says. Okay.
Krista Berg, isn't it?
Krista. All right. So you get to the other side, and paying the dagger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You pay your dues. And then go riding along the coast. Come through this huge mesa, which has one large slope, but when you go right around the back, you can circle around and come up, and then there's a tower ahead. We'll pause there and pick up next fortnight. It's getting close to midnight, because before you're about to get out of here and then approach the tower of Arkan the Cruel. He has.
Wow.
It's not just Arkan, they say, that's there. It's who dwells in the tower. He's an adventurer, ex-adventurer, and he has a whole party. So he's known to travel with a death cleric, a barbarian minotaur, a white devil, a draconic devil, and he also has a pet chimera.
Wow.
3-headed lion fiend thing.
Cool.
Fun.
Yes.
Did we get another...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, did we get another long rest on the travel here? Or?
Yep, you've had another long rest, opportunity to knock off another exhaustion level.
Excellent.
And replenish your long rest, whatever comes from that as well. Noida, can you roll another persuasion?
Charisma?
Yeah, with advantage.
Persuasion. Okay. All right. Oh, 29.
Okay. Let's see. So one of the Erinese, she says, Noida, my name's Pepper. Pepper spray. And and
I think it was Pepper Pig.
It's been good travelling together, and I've convinced the others to we'll hang with the vehicle if you and give you a ride on to the Belvedere if that's where you're heading after this.
Oh my goodness, you're too kind. Thank you.
Okay.
And he'll pop his collar on his jacket, brush his hair back, and go. And in the meanwhile, if you want some good time, you give her his prayer book.
Very good. All right, we'll close out there and catch up in a fortnight, hopefully with all the others back from moving and travelling and so on. And go and have a little audience with Arkan. Krull, and Torragar Steelfist.
Sounds lovely.
Yep.
All right. Next time. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dindon. Thanks, Fonzie.